ship. All of you, evacuate now.
Oh my god. Alright. Captain in chat. I owe you a direct apology. You were linking a fix? I assumed it was the same one that I found that didn't work. So the one that you posted seems to have worked perfectly. So far. Is 7 a good story? I wouldn't say so. It's got some fun twists, though. Alright. Yeah, there it is. There's our big crisp frame rate and our big juicy frames. Oh, baby. Now we're living in the future. The power of the PC, and specifically, I want to be real about this, the PC community shines through again. Some people like this game so much they wanted to play it again and make it good.
Hey, let's be rational now.
And God bless them.
We're sending the big guys now. What do we do?
Watch and learn.
I gotta admit, though, this music is way more bomb-ass than I remembered it being. Like, crazy good. I think I took that entirely for granted when I was playing this the first time. I don't need it. I know what I'm doing. Also, there's nothing to do. Definitely, I did see what you said about the intro, so I had some unkind things to say about it before getting back to the game, but you were right. It technically does drop you right into the action, so at this point I should be captivated by this anime assault that's happening. This game looks so surreal at a high frame rate. I love it. Wow. It looks pretty modern, actually.
Fall back.
Look at that motion capture.
Not so tough now, huh?
This is a Matrix city. It is a city powered by, like, a digital god that has been captured and used as a battery? I think? Let's see if I can understand what's happening at any point. No one in chat. I know there's people in chat that know. No one's allowed to say. Wrong answers only. This is a wrong answers only stream. We got a little danger. We got a little comedy.
Won't give up.
Yeah, Jackie Chan. We're here to save Jackie Chan. That's back. We're gonna beat it up again. Do I get another tutorial? I remember being confused that, like... This battle theme is actually really great. We get a little Troy Baker? Yeah, that's all you need. This was kind of deep into Square Enix's realm of pretending that no other game had ever been made other than the ones they made. So Square, like, for a long time... And A Realm Reborn is actually the exact moment that they stopped doing this. And really, it was Yoshi P. Anyway, sorry. For a long time, like ever since Final Fantasy XI, they kind of put themselves into another reality where Square Enix was the only company that ever made games. And Final Fantasy XIII is like almost the ultimate realization of that. Because 13 presumes that not only have you never played another video game, you've never played a JRPG and you don't even know what controllers are. So it's like this... what ends up being a fairly complicated RPG, but it feels the need to, like... it seems to not trust the player to the point that every new little gameplay mechanic has to, like, be given to you in an hour apart. And maybe that's just because it has a lot of anime to give to you, too, but none of it makes any sense. From my ignorant perspective, I also have a very low tolerance for not knowing what's going on. But yeah, to me, it's the ultimate of, like, we're going to reinvent everything. This game is like the biggest budget presumption that no one's ever touched a controller that I think I've ever played. And it just... there's something very strange about that. Like, you can... It almost felt like they wanted this to be the one game that everyone could play. But also be a really complicated RPG at some point. I don't know why, if they wanted it to be that approachable, what it like opens with so much... anime jargon terminology. Like, they just make you sit through rafts of it, as I recall. We'll find out if that actually happens. And then, like, they let you... why is this meter here? They let you look at it, Like, just don't put it on the screen until it's relevant. Because for me, I was so frustrated being teased about plot lines that made no sense and gameplay mechanics that didn't exist. Like, the whole beginning of the game is just being like, why? What? You have to trust that I can handle it. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, they don't explain anything. It's really interesting. To me, it's the height of there's a fair amount of presumption there, I think. It's one of those games that assumes you're going to play it. Like, it assumes you're captive and that you can't just walk away, or that you won't if it puts any friction in the way. Which is weird because I like games that ask something of the player, so I'm trying to understand what the difference is there for me sometimes. Honestly, you were dumped into the middle of the action with no information, and while that can be done well, I don't feel like 13 did. There's a large gap between character introductions and explanation. That and the opening combat is very slow, lackluster, and boring before you get powers. Even when you do it, it is slow for a good while still.
We did it.
I think you're right. I agree with your appraisal, Kaylee. I think the intention was to make combat not feel slow because there's a lot of like stuff going on. Like Lightning is doing backflips and shooting sword guns, so.
What are you doing trying to stop the purge? Why don't you tell me that?
I was a soldier.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
Also, it's the most Cloud-like opening because they just wanted another Cloud. Didn't you used to be a super badass? I was.
Catch a break, can't we?
Go beat up more robots.
Yeah, that's a good question.
There's even a train.
Oh well. I better follow up. I'm getting too old for this.
I can almost see the construction of it, you know? Zaz is supposed to be your, like... You're supposed to root for him and connect to him because he's kind of muttering to himself. He's that kind of... Why inverted? Oh, what? Whoa. Hold on, let's try that again. That's an interesting way to do that. But, like, you see what I mean? This is how they chose to do tutorials. Because they'd never played Halo Combat Evolved, you know? So... They were like, well, how can we communicate to the player what inverted means? Because clearly the player doesn't know what inverted means. We've never done camera before at Square Enix, so this is a new thing for us. Well, 12, I think. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But it's like, just, I think in Microcosm, also, what's going on with that hand? It's like, oh, she's got her hand on her hip. Okay, that perspective looked weird. Just, when did this come out? It was like 2011, right? But 2009? Really? Oh, I think I sat on it for a year or two. Yeah, it was 2009. Oh my gosh. Hey, Joxel. It's been about 6 months since my spinal injury. I'm happy to report that I am now running once again. Thanks for making the time a lot more bearable. My pleasure, and congratulations. I'm so proud. Love to hear it. Healing, getting better, stronger. But yeah, so... And somebody just said 2009 and it looks this good. So isn't that is 2010 Square Enix in a nutshell. Still technically out of this world, but gameplay sensibility wise in another world, like in another realm. It's interesting. Very interesting. I guess I find the context and the spirit of this game way more fascinating than the game itself, because I think it really represents. And the way that Resident Evil kind of represents a particular beat in games production, and especially Japanese games production, this one certainly does too. There's a lot of meta-narrative that this game tells you.
You sure we can get through here?
I do... The interface feels very, like... And I know that I've been bringing this up a lot today, but it feels very Y2K to me. Like, the rounded corners... The drop shadow, like it kind of looks like a really hip website from like 2004 or 5, and these weird little like member leader prompts. It's just like a little flag, but it's got like a plastic shine on it. Like the 360 blades, yes, yeah, very much so. Yes, very very similar to the 360 blades. All right, let's drop a save. Although I do also have to marvel at the fact that it's, you know, it's 2021 and I'm playing Final Fantasy 13, which is old, on my computer. I mean, I guess they had Final Fantasy 7 back in the day, but still, it's pretty surreal.
It's a mess is what this is.
All right, we're in it now. We got some hallways. Ooh, and tutorial messages. Many and various enemies stalk the roads that you must travel. Upon entering an enemy's detection radius, the mini-map in the upper right corner of the screen will flash warning. Coming into contact with any enemy will initiate a battle. I'm gonna initiate a battle. Oh god, it is cool though, seeing that transition happen at like max buttery frame rate. That was Stutter City back on the consoles. We're gonna try Valheim. What is that? Oh yeah, the star ratings. That was an interesting thing. Like the end of combat in most Final Fantasy games gives you some kind of dopamine hit.
This is?
So giving you 5 glowing stars at the end of every fight is a nice move. I actually don't know what that is. Fast travel maybe? Compare this to Mass Effect 1. I can't think of a game that's less like Mass Effect 1.
Fixing to dish me already, huh?
Huh. They have opposite problems? I feel like, yeah, Mass Effect and Final Fantasy 13 might be are very diametrically opposed games. Blowing up on Steam. Wait. Blowing up 4th on stream? Oh. It's the hot stream game? What is it? I don't... Is Final Fantasy 13 the opposite of a CW show? No. Final Fantasy 13 is still on the CW network. It's just an entirely different demographic and audience. Aw. That's crazy. The, like, attack animations are a little pre-rendered anime. Oh, they're kind of in-engine. That's really interesting. It's new, so everyone is playing it. Oh, it's like Rust, but with Vikings. Oh, it's a Rust. Okay. Alright. So people are digging holes and punching trees, picking up rocks. Punching wolves, getting fur, making fur armor. Cooking wolf meat to get steaks so your hunger meter goes down slower. Early access Viking procedure generated survival builder. Alright. I gotta admit, that does not sound interesting to me. I played more than one of those games, which means I've played pretty much all of those games. Quinn and Bruce have been playing Valheim. Yeah. It's...
Not wanting to get purged, I get. Taking on trained soldiers?
Better to die than get sent to Pulse. It's hell for Brimstone.
Yeah, co-op makes all the sense in that world, but... for a game like that. It feels fresh. What's fresh about it?
Nothing to worry about.
Cam Hayes, thank you for the sub.
Maybe not for a soldier girl, but I'm trying to say, hey!
They even had Soldier. Like, they just called it Soldier again. Oh, little mouse cursor there.
Gotta fight again, huh?
Isn't there a way to, like, get a first attack? Maybe not yet. Holy shit, I'm old. I remember this. I never thought, man. I guess, yeah, we're full in the era now where 13 is an old-ass video game. Crazy. Smacking trees like never before. Early access sandbox survival crafting. The 4 horsemen of early access. I mean, they're fine games. I feel like every time one comes out, it reminds me of like World of Warcraft Classic, where everybody's like, "Yay, we get to play this game again," and that's fine. I'm playing a game again, but I like to let games cool off a little bit before I go back into them. Let's see here. The fight mechanic is nice. Roll and parry system, massive bosses. The world is massive. It's pretty unforgiving, which feels fresh, I guess. Wasn't unforgiving like the gimmick of the last 3 survival games? I guess I haven't played a ton of them, so I can't. I guess if it's actually super hard. If, like, logging out every day alive is an ordeal, then I feel like I could get behind that. Valheim seems really polished for what it is. I played like 90 minutes with 5 friends. They got into it, but I got quick and got tired and refunded it. Remember when playing a beta was doing the devs a favor so it was free? Well, sometimes. If you didn't provide any feedback or fill out any surveys, it kind of wasn't doing the devs a favor. Unless it was load testing. But you're right, it did used to be free. But, you know, I can understand why a game dev company needs to... Like, they gotta start bringing in money at some point. And there's no reason to not do it earlier rather than later. Also, the fights are... I remember the fights being short to the point that you really didn't hear the battle theme for a long time. Which, like, the fights ought to be short at the beginning of the... I guess that's a pretty traditional JRPG thing, but I remember always ending the battle theme about there, and I was like, damn, I want to hear the rest of it, but I also want to move the game forward to get out of, like, pretty JRPG people saying nonsensical shit to each other. I want to hear more about the Falsi and the Lussies. I haven't even brought them up yet. I thought that was like beat 1 they started talking about that stuff. Maybe it felt that way. This is a delight, though. Man, at this resolution and frame rate, I'm okay with this. The violin bit, the best part, basically doesn't get to kick in for like an hour at least. That was always like... In older JRPGs, that's when you knew a fight was big time, because you actually like heard the bridge of the combat loop music.
Preemptive strike.
A little slurp there.
Rebels. So much for the element of surprise.
Oh, please God, tell me how to use an item. Haven't been doing this since Dragon Quest. At least it offers. But it like does it with a really slow screen. So even if you want to say no, you have to wait for the text to like ease its way onto screen and animate. And then there's another little beat before the menu comes up. Maybe this is just the game really trying to communicate to you its intended pace. But that makes no sense, because it starts in the middle of action. It's like it's trying to warn you that this is going to be a really long, boring game. I shouldn't say boring. Slow-paced game. But... somehow they're trying to, like, communicate that on top of Lightning doing anime backflips and shooting sparkles out of her hands. It's so good. It's so good. Everything about this game is, like... I think this is an example where, like, a lot of talent and hard work and good work can go into a project, but there's just that impossible to grab unity where, like, the sum becomes greater than, or the whole becomes greater than the sum of its parts. Oh, she can float. She can float. She got anime float power. But he ruined it.
Might get us across. Right there.
I appreciated 13 a lot more going back to it at a later time. Playing at launch was hard for me because I'd just gotten on with Lost Odyssey, or done with Lost Odyssey, and that set a really high bar. I mean, Lost Odyssey is kind of the slightly lower budget, but I think successful execution of maybe what was intended to be here. I mean, it is in every bit of Final Fantasy game. The best, in fact. This is why Lightning isn't like Cloud. She's a literal uncaring person. Cloud's just a traumatized weirdo. Yeah, that's true. They never actually, like... Well, maybe they did. I can't speak out of turn here, because I don't know the full canon. I guess I actually never finished Lightning Returns, now that I think about it. Even though I really, really liked that game. I always wanted to go back and finish it. But, I don't recall them ever providing any kind of satisfactory commentary on the fact that Lightning is just kind of a prick. And not in a lovable way. Like, Cloud is a dweeb and kind of a himbo. He can be fun. And he says dorky ass shit sometimes. And I feel like Lightning never once had a moment of charisma. Cloud is a nerd. He is. Cloud's a big ass nerd.
Hey now.
Lightning and Squall would do well together. But even Squall has a really, like, I would say pretty charming, if not somewhat trite, sort of well, defenses down moment, as I guess what you describe it. There's scenes where he actually talks about his internal monologue and his motivations, and I think they flesh that character out a lot, even though he is just a grumbly asshole for most of 8. He's just a teenager, you know? And that's what's fun about 8. It's remarkably self-aware about its cast being teenage. But Lightning's supposed to kind of be a grown-ass woman.
Weapons down. I'd hate for this to turn ugly.
Turn ugly?
He wants to kill us without a fight.
I love Lightning for the way she acts like she hates the world, but then always ends up doing the right thing. Yeah, there's never like a moment of decision for her either, I don't recall. There's usually, for protagonists at least, there's usually a moment where, you know, I guess beats of a hero's journey, but what's being asked of them is laid clear, and then they struggle with whether or not they're going to try to do it, and then they embrace their fate or whatever. Oh, there is a few chapters in through another character. Okay. In 13. Okay. I will keep a lookout for that, because, yeah, I don't remember that off the top of my head, but, again, a lot of Final Fantasy 13 is fever dream. What's up, Rotten Tomato? Fun Fusion. Thank you very much for the sub. Jesus himself, thank you very much for the sub as well. We're playing cultured games for cultured people here. 13 slaps and I'll fight anyone who says otherwise. We've been having some conversations about that. We've been conversating a minute. That's some pretty nice piano. Very, like, loosely formed, though. Like, kind of jazzy. Nothing about this world feels jazzy.
So, soldier,
Everything about this game is rigidly produced.
what's your angle?
Squall is a mix of avoidance of connecting with others for fear of losing them, and on a similar note, fear of being forgotten. I wouldn't call him the deepest Final Fantasy protagonist, but I think he's better than a lot of people give him credit for. I agree.
What's the matter?
Falcion.
What, didn't you?
He actually has an arc,
Think I'm gonna go out there and just
which not a ton
tell
of
everybody your secrets?
characters do. A believable one. What's, you know... Oh, we got words. Pulse
Angle. I'm after the Falci.
or my devil. Are you serious? None of that made sense! Give me something to work with. Comes over and does this jankety ass thing.
Still happy you tagged along.
Why would he not be now? Because she could be his angle?
Didn't have a choice.
So many words. Spent like they have no value.
On behalf of the Cocoon citizens, I would like to thank our brave false pioneers and express our best wishes for a successful relocation. Your noble and selfless sacrifice ensures the continued safety and peace of our society. Were it not for this remarkable gesture, every resident of Cocoon, your family, your friends, your neighbors, would be exposed to the dangers of the world below. By choosing to leave Cocoon and participating in this migration,
Migration. More like extermination.
Huge. You stay here.
I forgot about him. That hair.
These people need heroes.
Is Snow supposed to be the protagonist we care about right off the top? Like that was the prologue, and now we see the guy we're supposed to like really like and understand. Because this is like a human moment or trying to be.
What's our motto?
Something that makes sense even though we're in
Match for Nora.
anime land.
That a boy.
Are you getting screen tearing? Oh shit, yeah, that is some raunchy screen tearing. I think there's something I can do about that. I have to make it windowed. And that might be a challenge. Okay, I'm sorry you guys were seeing the tearing. Games are not allowed to be exclusive full screen. It just doesn't. Oh god, yeah, that's bad. 1 second. Hated this Final Fantasy, but I'm happy to watch. That was kind of my feeling too. And now I'm really excited to play it. But the game's fighting me a little bit. He's VSync. Oh, if only it were that simple. If only. Okay, I'll be right back. This shouldn't take too long. Yeah! Alright. That ought to get it. I'm getting to be a pretty crack hand at forcing games into windowed mode. It's, okay. For anyone that cares, and I pray to God you never have to, I've noticed a quirk in the way that Windows does clone displays. So I have to... Well, I don't have to. There's many ways to deal with it, but the way it is right now, I clone my display to a capture card. I can have VSync on and not see a single torn frame on my display, but what goes out to the capture is torn to hell. So... I gotta keep an eye out for that. Doesn't happen in window display mode, though. Although, wait, is that still... Something seems weird about it. I don't know. Let me know how it is. Hopefully it's better. Need to get this lore. Alright, well, they clearly don't intend for me to spend very long here, so. Down the hallway. Why does it not... Why does Terra's not show on your screen, but it does on the screen? I think you've explained this before. I don't know why. But it has to do with cloning a display in Windows.
Sure. And when we're taking a dirt nap, you can save them all.
Oh, that's even worse.
I'm not sure why. I only get full frames here, but
No dirt naps today.
it's just a different video stream for some reason. It shouldn't be. I would think it would pull from the same frame buffer in the same way, but it just doesn't.
What's the dread? Psycom's nothing but a whole bunch of bluster and bullying. They've got nothing on Nora.
Well, we are the heroes after all.
Let's prove it.
Yeah.
Ever considered streaming or playing Vagrant Story? Or maybe? There's just so many other games I think I want to get to before that. I mean, I do like all of, I forgot he has a scarf on his leg. Is that Matsuno, the writer? Who did, 12? I really like the games. I think the writing would probably be worth playing, but... Hey, Wilbur, stuck on the couch with a broken leg. Don't know how to sub on mobile. Oh, no! Well, Wilbur, sounds like you got all the free time in the world now, so I'm sure you can figure it out. I'm very sorry to hear that. Hopefully, hopefully your recovery is pleasant. Matsuno is the director. Thank you, yeah. 12 in the original Tactics. Thank you. Yeah, Matsuno's got another project coming up, right? But yeah, I've really liked Matsuno's work. And yeah, Vagrant Story is just the one I haven't played. Crabfo, thank you for the sub. I mean, it was hard to find back in the day.
No more.
Oh, Matsuno left Square Enix? Yeah, I thought Matsuno was working on something new.
Yo, boss. What's the plan?
Charge in, guns blazing.
Hey, that's not a plan.
Real heroes don't need plans.
Stop saying that. Stop it. Is this supposed to be... I think it's supposed to be endearing. Like, this is supposed to be the crew where I'm like, alright, I was a little confused before, but now I'm into it. I like these guys. I think that's where I was supposed to be at. Don't you like the discount avalanche? God, that's exactly what it is! That's exactly what it is. It starts on a train. There's... yeah... a whole colorful crew. Characters with easily digestible personas. Except in Avalanche, they were not even, like, no joke, eco-terrorists. And I guess they're more freedom fighters.
Plan as always.
I guess also terrorism.
And hit him again.
Director said the first few chapters are supposed to make you hate the characters. Don't ask me why they wanted that. Who directed this one? Was this... did Nomura direct this? Unsung Story. That, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Nomura was director, yeah. So it's funny you say that. Toriyama wrote. Oh, Motomu Toriyama? Yeah. It's funny you say that. Well, you know, it's the internet. Not to be an asshole, but presuming that quote is accurate. Because yeah, remember, like, earlier I'd commented that this game seems to believe that you have to play it. You don't have a choice. You're not allowed to do anything else but play it.
You kids go follow behind now.
Oh, Toriyama direct... wait. Nomura did not direct 13. God damn it. Fucking internet. Toriyama directed 13. Alright. In the future, I'm just going to look it up on my phone. Do that now. Nomura only did character design on this, I think. It was I directed this game. You're here! I mean, I would unironically love to talk to the person that directed this game. There's a lot of, like, why. A lot of whys going on. Yeah, Motomu Toriyama, okay. Was the director. Oh, did 7. Okay. Yeah. And 10. Okay. Or wait, no, sorry. Event planner. Okay. Different. Okay, directed 10-2. Directed 12 Revenant Wings. Interesting. Alright, alright. Co-director of the 7 remake. Yeah, I feel like I definitely misattribute way too much to Nomura. But yeah, this game had a nightmare of a dev cycle. Yeah, it's Japanese game dev was really struggling to adapt at that time.
Hey, careful with those. Don't worry. No one's moving to Pulse today.
Well, regardless,
Path out of here.
I am fascinated if that quote is accurate.
You can't expect us to just sit here.
Could help.
Yep. Please, let us help.
Words can't describe the disappointment this and 15 brought to me. I feel like those stung because it was so long.
Front and center.
Like, it wouldn't be that notable, I think, but what was the gap between 12 and 13? It's like, what, 5 years?
Here's yours. Take care now.
Can game directors be attributed to carrying the large responsibility of the project like film directors can? Don't
worry.
Potentially. You know, they decide, they have some oversight on the people that they put in charge of other departments, so... Yes, in the sense that sort of they are the shot callers that sort of make the broad strokes happen. But of course it's down to the individual departments and the individual people about the relative execution of all that work. So
Moms are tough.
if there is to be a buck stops here person, it would be the director, but
It's the last one, Bob.
in life there are many, many circumstances where everyone can try their best and make the right decisions at the right time,
Somebody take it.
and things still don't turn out right. For just unforeseen, unexpected kind of stuff. 12 released in 2006.
Push comes to
So
shove.
3 years between that and 13. Man, it felt like it was so much longer, and I don't know why.
Of snow? All tall.
I felt like I was waiting a long time for this game.
All right, lay low and you'll be fine.
Why is
We'll
that?
clear out the area. We're going home together.
Come on! Everybody up!
So we were still in a cutscene. I rambled through the entire cutscene.
Come on.
Right in the action. Yeah, controller's on my lap.
Time to go, kiddo.
I guess this is still meant to be just like inspirational and interesting enough to keep me invested. I don't know, sometimes I really like
Psycom, you hear me?
trying to understand the goals. Ooh. Okay, yeah. Thought something was off. It bonked the heck out of my desk. Music gives you Final Fantasy X vibes. I feel like I'm already not listening to the music,
Sharp. Don't want to make their job any easier.
and I don't know why.
Sorry, boss.
They're just sitting there waiting. Ah, they're mad.
How about this?
Gonna get you a new standing desk tomorrow? Ooh. Trying to stay a little more active. Quarantine can be rough. Just not moving hours at a time. Ooh. Thought the music was pretty meh in this Final Fantasy. The battle theme reminds me of upbeat elevator music. It's weird because it sounded so good when I first started playing, and now it's already the wallpaper. I don't know what it is. It doesn't. It's got the string melody, and this like horn track, I guess. But it does. It just doesn't seem to fit the aesthetic I'm seeing. This is a weirdly like. Despite the plot being socketed in the weirdest and least intelligible fantasy logic, aesthetically it's still a very science fiction-y Final Fantasy. But the soundtrack is just all like, there's a guitar back there. There's like an electric guitar.
All right.
But it's a very like symphonic presenting kind of track. I would expect like magical girls twirling around in some kind of medieval fantasy thing. It sounds like anime openings for a fantasy show. Yeah, it does, yeah.
Heroes don't run from fights.
That's what heroes do. A wink. This, I remember thinking, like, this is a pretty cool statement of I guess, maybe artistic intent? Because they're basically taking the like, concepts of Amano's artwork and then making them, like, techno crazy to basically make it Final Fantasy 13 style. But, God, you know what it looks like? What it reminds me of? Oh my God. It reminds me of this. Of like, we're gonna take something and put like sick metal bits on it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess that's pretty extreme. So to me, it looks like we're just gonna take a thing and make it look like a cool techno iPod.
Survive.
All right. Does it look cool? It kind of looks cool. Like the little ribbons coming off are pretty sick. And like that's big Amano style. It looks like it's underwater or like it's floating. It's got those like roided techno muscles. That's neat. It actually looks like something that would exist in like the heaven dimension of Doom. It's like Urdak. But is that what I'm dealing with here? Because this is the first, like, really gross, creepy monster thing. I guess the dogs were kind of like smaller versions of this.
Here you go.
You have all the white plating that is all nondescript? A little bit, yeah. I guess I just don't understand what's trying to be communicated to me. It's a bioweapon? That's, yeah, I guess that's what it looks like. I guess when I see something like that, I think this is a universe where like technology and mythology have intersected in a very gross way. And maybe that's what they're trying to say. Because people are getting gunned down.
Stay down.
But then everything's gross. I guess I'm supposed to care about these people. I can assure you they didn't think that far with the world building concept. You don't think?
Moms are tough.
I don't know. How tough am I? Are you mom tough? I don't know. I don't know. Man, she had titty sway. I think, especially when it comes to art design, that those sorts of discussions do happen. Like, this is pretty brutal, but it's not, there's no blood, and it's like, is this like rated E? It's an intense situation, but everyone's acting like real anime for 12-year-olds. So it's just like another mismatch. Why would you have people screaming and wailing and dying and falling to their deaths? Meanwhile, you got a big titty MILF who flies onto him titty first. It's supposed to be dark. I mean, it is dark, but the music's not conveying that. The character design's not conveying that. Like, this is a world where people don't get dirty. They're all perfect anime people. I guess more Final Fantasy VII.
Come on. We have to move.
Right.
Did Final Fantasy 13 has magical twins? I didn't remember that. They're all pretty and have no calluses or get tired. That's what I'm getting from this. Yeah. Yeah. I guess things don't have to be locked together. That's just kind of how it feels sometimes. It feels weird if a show with like characters designed to be action figures also has like genocide in it. It just feels like you're treading on territory that's a little too serious to the human condition to also be made for cosplay.
People won't even live long enough to die on Pulse.
That was the idea.
What?
Sanctum logic. They conjured up the purge to eliminate a threat. I mean, why carry the danger all the way to Pulse? Why not just stamp it out here? Execution masquerading as exile. That's all the purge ever was.
Relocation to Pulse. How does the government get away with pulling crap like that?
What up, Billa?
And you knew this was gonna
Would you say this is Kingdom Hearts adjacent?
The purge was PSICOM. Private Sanctum troops, not the Guardian Corps.
PSICOM, Guardian Corps. Soldiers are soldiers, aren't they? Pulse File C and their lessee are enemies of the state. Tell a soldier to kill an enemy, and you really think it's gonna matter what uniform he's wearing?
Might have mattered to that one. Couldn't shoot. Got himself shot instead.
How about you? Orders say shoot, you pull the trigger? Fine. Forget I asked.
Wait. What?
I also love that anime propensity to get deeply philosophical for precisely 2 sentences. And then it's time for more anime fights. I mean, okay, so theoretically, what they're doing there is introducing you to the conflicts that Lightning will face. Yeah, her soldier's spirit or whatever. Does that ever happen? Whatever, we'll find out. Let me just keep hitting this auto battle button. I think Kingdom Hearts is Final Fantasy, Jason. Alright, that's fair. Lightning is about free will, IMO? Yeah? I guess. When you start dancing with that sort of thing, then you're really not on the hook for a whole lot of definitive character advancement, but The Matrix, I think, had kind of that problem. Sometimes it's possible to be a little too deep.
Attention, purge deportees. Attention, purge deportees.
I don't remember this.
Put down your weapons.
You know, it's weird. I was thinking about how similar this game can be to Episode 1 sometimes. Its pomp, its splendor, its like attempt to try to tell you things that you don't understand why you have to care yet. And there it is, like a giant spaceship on a painted background. That's pretty Star Warsy.
Cease hostilities and surrender at once.
Sarah.
He's fine. I learned free once,
what you were looking
never again.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Right in there.
Yeah, don't.
The post file C.
A half hit of existentialism is fine, but you don't want to go all the way.
Don't worry. We'll be okay.
Mom.
Yes. The Chadley of Final Fantasy 13. What's with the piano trill? Also, how many Final Fantasy girls have introduced themselves by, like, looking at the camera and then going... I feel like Yuffie and Selfie... Renoa did it.
It's too much, isn't it?
Aerith, yeah. Yuna? Yeah, Yuna did it. All of them? Yeah, basically. Tifa. Classic. There's got to be a name for that, right?
Made you happy when I smiled, didn't you?
If you're an animesman,
Really, I was afraid.
if you're King Anime, you know exactly what that's
I was
called.
Always afraid.
It's like the cute shine. Ding! Phantom Menace comparison is pretty apt, I think. They both have a lot of visual flash, try to deliver world-building hints and a bit of exposition, but not enough to really stand on its own. Yeah. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, sorry, this is a thought I want to get through without distracting from the wonderful narrative that it's starting to, you know, it's actually starting to work. I'm like, okay, there's an oppressive thing here. It's an extermination thing. This world is kind of like an interior walled city. All right. I can get the class disparity. I'm feeling it. Studimus, thank you very much for the prime. But yeah, I feel like in also episode 1, especially like the first 15 to 20 minutes, the whole movie is this way, but the first 15 to 20 feels so like deliberated, intentional, and fraught about. Like the introduction of characters, the pacing of it, the like a little bit of this and a little bit of that mix of like each personality type to try to like give you a full sandwich. It feels so like calculated. And then when all you see is the math, it's hard to like just roll with it. And the beginning of 13 feels like so much math. Not to mention that it is just lore dump a lot of the time. So yeah, and because of that too, there's very little like meaningful or like informed character interactions, because each interaction also has the burden of giving you tons of lore. So characters can't interact to show you their characters. It has to also be slathered with, this is why I'm here, this is what I think about this is what's happening right there. Yeah. So yeah, all of that. Yeah. Lore dump without explaining the lore dump, yeah. Yeah.
Faust is different from the sanctums. All things being equal, I just as soon keep one of them.
I mean, that's pretty metal though. That looks cool. That's like some near Destiny stuff.
Time to jump.
Yeah. Hey! Hang on! What the? Hey!
Is she gonna use her sparkle power? Yeah. That's a pretty cool power to have too. Could let you do like cool anime heroes poses. Oh, don't say that. When my mom was pregnant with me and she and my dad went to see episode 1, during the pod race, the stereo system in the theater was so loud that I freaked the fuck out and started kicking the shit out of my mom. Moral of the story is, even as a fetus, I knew Star Wars was bad. Always with the expert take. Your mom should have appreciated that. It's like she was in the pod race. Also, that has got to be a moment you remember your entire life. Your daughter kicking the shit out of you while you're watching... What was his name? God. Shit, I forgot his name!
What about the others?
Oh, hopefully somebody remembers. I had to look him up.
They didn't die. They couldn't have died.
No, not Sebulba. The beaky-nosed guy. It wasn't Max Rebo. Odie Mandrell? It might have been Odie Mandrell.
Hey, get a grip, man.
Watto.
What's wrong with you?
It was Qui-Gon, alright? We all know that. Jacob would know. He was in the Star Wars game I played, so I had to look it up.
Toss me that.
Catch.
He's got a tribal
What are you doing?
symbol on his elbow that also goes to his arm.
You're supposed to be the hero.
Yeah, we have fun, huh?
Waiting there, ain't she? Your lovely bride-to-be? Isn't it about time you picked her up?
Yeah.
I've suddenly forgotten that I just saw Mother drop to her death in front of me. Process that later, Snow, it's fine.
There's our ride.
You can process that once your Moe waifu has been saved. MILF just ate it, whatever. Another day.
Oh, good day.
Damn. People are skinny up here.
I hope everyone's all right.
They don't have good food on shit. What's the name of this? Cocoon. There we go. Which a little on the nose to call it Cocoon, but that's gear, right? It is. Oh god, there's so many. So many blinkies, who cares? Actually, hold on a minute. I saw a settings. Yeah. Zoom. Okay. Thought I could make it harder. This game does get hard. The endgame stuff is bananas difficult and really, really fun. But holy cow, does it take. It's a bit of a hike to get there. Oh, I've been making new saves this whole time. Oh, that's annoying. No. We gotta save that disk space. I think I did that all the time on console, too. There. Yeah, just getting hard with the boys. Screams protagonistically. That's interesting. Oh. We change code patches. I'm still PC boy at heart, so I have so many saves in my console games. Oh, okay. Where you just can have unlimited saves. Oh, Godot went down. Oh no. I'm gonna get a bad rating for this. Why was this game reviewed badly? There are some pretty significant reasons that you wouldn't recommend this game to somebody. And I would say a fair amount of pretty objectively not executing well on what it attempts to do.
Don't go rushing in on your own.
I think the storytelling is not super hot. The writing's not very good. There's a lot of interesting ideas, or I'm recalling some interesting ideas, I should say, in the,
Look, there they are.
There isn't any level design? Yeah, not until way later.
Stay sharp.
All right, on my go.
Right.
What was he waiting for? Why did Snow have to delicately count that out? Whatever, it's fine. This game rules. This game's great. Heard from a friend this game is essentially a JRPG-length movie because of auto battle. It's not. The fights have mechanics later. They do become challenging, and you do have to play like smart to win. It takes a while to get there. A long while. Yeah, if you only mash auto battle, you will eventually lose.
Where's the soul?
Hey, Godot.
Yeah?
If you don't know who you
Oh boy.
save, you just protect them all, right?
That lip sync has gotten weird.
Something on your mind?
It's running at a different frame rate than the rest of the game.
Got plenty of time for thinking on the way.
Oh my god.
Hero.
That's tripping me out. The mouths are at like they're like South Park mouths.
Ready!
All game I think all a game needs to be good is hot women. Which is why I've already given Resident Evil an 8 out of 10 on Metacritic. Or 8 out of 100. Sorry, what? I mean, you're correct, but those vehicles look super dopey.
Hey, it's us. It's us.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like cool techno motorcycles.
Snow!
But you kind of look like you're just a little baby in a crib.
When do you care about kids?
Favor for a friend.
Okay.
Hey, Snow! You made it!
This feels like the menu to a racing game.
So, you really managed to use that thing?
Nah, I think I'm done.
You're done when we are.
Ow, what's it?
That's the one.
Didn't you have something to tell him?
Yeah,
All right then.
but
I'll go with you.
What?
Oh, you have no idea what it was like. Oh.
Everyone safe?
The army's no match for Nora.
I meant the kids.
Hundreds of people just died.
Okay.
Like screaming, falling to their deaths.
Let's keep it that way.
Ha! Swing! What the? What am I supposed to be? How am I supposed to feel, game? You have to... It's so attention deficit with its own tone. Actually, that's not true at all. The tone is anime all the time.
I'll swing by the vestige. Keep the kids out of trouble.
You got it.
At maximum volume.
This is for me. You go skirt chasing, I take care of the kids. Some husband.
Dinner's on me.
Better be home cooking.
When's the wedding, lover boy?
Well, don't worry. None of you are invited.
We're still going.
Hey,
Good
you
luck with
serious?
that.
What about me?
Catch you later.
Isn't it like a Marvel movie? Use one quick tasteless joke to hide the darkness of what's happening? None of the characters are acknowledging that darkness, though. So it's not a joke, it's a whole scene.
Where do we even run from?
Also, why do I have a capelet? I'm wearing 3 shirts, and 2 of them are too short in every possible respect. It's just layers. He looks like a Christmas tree. Got those shorts. Wait, no, those aren't shorts. What are those? Okay, they're like clam diggers, chonglers. Got a little knapsack for like his books, for his comics, and his spaghetti. What do you keep in there? A couple of meatballs, just in case. Chicken nugget. It's on top of another giant pouch. And again, it looks like there's things in there. Got big old clompety boots. What a weird character design. Wearing gloves? Why are you wearing gloves, kid? Whatever.
Can't go any farther.
He has tater tot pocket. Keep him warm. So, like, it's not... The world is only so...
I wanted to.
Well, I guess things can be brutal and dark, but... The characters obviously aren't bound to function. Like, they don't exist in this world.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. In you go.
So that's kind of where I'm like, if the characters are all anime stand-ins, why should I care about... Like, why does a genocide of that matter? I don't know.
If we go in there, that thing could...
Genocide's always bad,
make
okay?
us see.
We've had fun here, but we need to be real for a second.
You can do it.
I ain't out here about to get canceled. I'm trying to play my animes. I'm not gonna risk it all on Final Fantasy 13.
Uh-oh. Get back here! You hear me? Hey!
The pulse fell sea. It held our future and our fate.
Oh, oh man, I gotta go after this controller. Wait a minute. Ooh. This game invites you to take it easy. And engage your imagination. This is the beginning of the game or the end? I don't know that it matters terribly.
Wow, that was close. Now, where is the... Oops. Well then... Guess it's just us.
What did you expect? Even soldiers know not to go near the foul sea. You become a pulseless sea, and you're finished.
What do you mean, finished?
Haven't you heard, Miss...
Vanille.
Huh?
My name. And yours?
Hope. Thank you. What were we thinking?
Well, since we're here, let's look around.
That's my Vanille. I like how none of those words. I kind of know what they mean,
Check this out.
but they're all utter gibberish. Just letters spilled out at random. Gotta love her.
Well,
That's,
You know what? We've had enough serious talk for a minute. We need to let the players have a laugh. What if Vanille picked up a stick? I like it. And then she kind of twirled it around a little. Great. Perfect. Write that down.
you're gonna regret this. Take this.
White girls in lacrosse.
Take this.
Oh yeah! What the fuck is that thing? Forgot about this thing. I remember her like waving around her little like bee stick or whatever the fuck this is, and I remember my exact reaction was like, it was at that point that I just had to stop questioning anything. It's like just turn off.
Okay. Back to exploring.
Oh, God, the mouth again. I remember my brain was like, we got to get through this somehow, so we're just gonna take a break.
better stay close.
I'll be in the bathroom if you need me. And then you hear like a door slam in your head, and then it's just quiet. Give me my free item.
Sure this is the right way?
No! I want my collectible. I'm gonna need it. 100%. Damn it. There's no sprint, is there?
How are
You're
we
just-
supposed to...
You're just clip-clopping. Yeah, that's it. Whatever. Here's my 100% item. Alright, back the other way. Well, this is nice. This is a nice adventure we're on now. I mean, that looks great. This is a cool-looking environment. Oh yeah, these little nubbin boys. Ah, here we go. All enemies guard areas limited by their fields of vision or other means of detection. Upon entering a guarded area, there is a chance that the enemy or enemies patrolling it will take notice. If your trespass is observed, a warning icon, an exclamation point, will appear over the heads of any enemies alerted to your presence. These foes will then become hostile, taking up defensive positions or rushing forward to attack. Alright. Danny Man Clark, thank you for gifting a sub. Thank you very much.
It's his.
Oh,
Where is he?
just run past them to get to the plot. That's what we're here for.
Regret this.
Okay, I gotta admit, I actually didn't finish reading that tutorial message, and I probably should have. I kind of want to know how to like get the advantages or whatever. Oh crap! Oh. I can do this. I can find it. No, it's gonna be under exploration, right? There we go. Party link comes here. Oh, okay. Got it. Gamer mode activated. Something empty in the combat in this game? There is to start. I'm a firm believer in this game's combat system by the end of the game. But yeah, it's not until the end of the game. You're not gonna move? No. Oh. Dine Orphans. There's some big gaming happening right now, that's for sure. I'm gaming so big that I've barely done anything. It's thanks to this combat system we have 7 Remakes combat system. Yeah. There's
Than you thought, huh?
a bit of crossover there. Yeah, I think so. But man, 7 Remake just... I thought they were onto something, which is the bummer, because I really liked 13. I liked 13's combat system. And I thought by the end of the game, they really had something going. Like, it was actually a really fun system to play around with. I still don't understand what this staff she found is meant to be. Also, she just picked it up off the ground. And now it's her main weapon. She's never touched it before. And now she's killing cyber dogs with it. Did you like 15's combat system? I did. I did. I wanted to get an advantage. I didn't get these guys. I remember largely not giving a shit about, like, having an advantage at the start of a fight, because I don't think I ever... So I have to touch one of them without getting seen. Like that. I guess. Okay.
Got another one.
One got his attack.
Yes!
Oh, Luke, thanks for the cheer. A very common weapon. The Quadra Ballon Cup. It's not a whip, it's a fishing rod, literally. It's a magical fishing rod, though. Is it sexist if I say it's like a giant IUD? I've never seen one before, but like I said, it's only sexist if you then... if you were to send Vanille a random text message and say, I want you to shove this up my pee hole.
No daydreaming now.
Then perhaps a little bit. Because, like, the little bits come off. And then there's, like, a wire. It kind of comes back. I was going to say that, but I was too afraid. You just said that you said things that people were too afraid to say. Did you get scared away? Scared away by your too accurate statements? I know it's tough. It's tough because you know you're right. You go out there and you say it, and then the world hates you for it. It can be difficult.
Aren't you scared?
Oh, not that one. Missed one. Oop.
You really don't get it.
God, these mouths.
Pulse Falsey and Lissy are bad news. That's why Cocoon kicked them out. Live too close to the Falsey, one-way ticket to Pulse. That's the purge in a nutshell.
If they catch us here, they'll purge us too. And
What's
then...
your problem?
What's my... Pulse is hell on Earth.
We'll be okay. Calm down.
Get off me.
Sarah? Huh? Can you hear me? Where are you?
World isn't ready for humor about female reproduction. Yeah, not yet. One of these days. Luckily, there's pioneers out there blazing the trail. Absorbing the sticks and the stones for the rest of us.
Don't worry, Sarah. Your hero is on his way.
I love the way this lip sync looks. That's actually improving the game fairly significantly for me.
Wonder what that's for.
Sure, you King. Hey, thanks for the resub. This is what heroes are for. The hero we deserve. Alright, that's up there. Never seen 13 run this well before? Ah. You can thank a generous member in chat for pointing me to the right fix, but yeah, they're community fixes that get it running quite a bit more spiffy. It scales up shockingly well. So I gotta say, on a technical level, man, props to the game and the people who worked on it. Very impressive. Oh, just got paid? Nice. Sure, you king. You getting the large size combo tonight? VSync still does act up a little bit though. Are you seeing frame tearing? Oh, there is some tearing still. Interesting. I think you have to use an NVIDIA config thing. Okay, I can try one more thing. I thought I enabled VSync in the display options, but I think I know what I can do. Okay, there's still some tearing. That's frustrating. But alright. Wednesday's a weird payday, big rats. Yeah, nice. Now that you wear to it, you see it. I mean, I don't. That's the problem. And I clone my displays in my capture setup, and in my main display, what I'm looking at, there's 0 frame tearing. But that is not true with capture card. So the video signal you guys get, I don't see. So unfortunately, as I do have to kind of rely on some echolocation. Okay, there is. Okay, there's something I'm gonna try. You know what? This works out because I needed to take a break to use the restroom anyway. So, oh, not Moopy. This isn't gonna take long, and it certainly won't. This isn't gonna launch me into a whole thing. I can restore if this one thing doesn't work. I'm just gonna go back to this. So, couple minutes. I'll be right back. Okay. For reasons previously explained, I couldn't test it. Because well, if I got really fancy, I could have turned on studio mode in OBS, but what am I here to do? Work? It's absurd. It's absurd. So, I'll just give it a quick spin here and see if I can see any tearing or no. Ooh. Yeah, it's still... Oh, shucks, it's still there. Ooh, that's bad. Ooh. What to do about that? Damn, it's already running in windowed mode, too. Shoot, that usually gets it. Huh. Okay, there's one last thing to do. Try and turn on VSync in both places. Also, what may really nail it is if I set my desktop to 60 hertz, which I can do. Because that's, to me, that's even more of a test. I want to test it. Need a newer graphics card? You're right. I got to upgrade. I don't have enough RAM. Enjoys the PC gaming? I mean, yeah. It's, I have an Xbox right there. And if I wanted to play it at 30 FPS, sure. So yeah, it is the joy of PC gaming. I don't understand. I mean, I know you cap it, but still. People say that shit. I'm like, yeah, there's a trade-off. It's a trade-off. It's not harder for no reason. Oh yeah, that is still torn like heck. Why is it like that? That's so crazy. It's such a definitive line, too. It's like almost in the center or the same part of the screen all the time. That's astounding. Oh. I have 60 hertz monitors, so the NVIDIA VSync thing fixed that issue for me with this executable fix. Yeah, I guess that's a really good point. Forcing G-Sync would do it. Let's do it. G-Sync has a raft of other issues, but yeah, this is a pretty sick monitor, isn't it? All right, VSync off, G-Sync on. And then if I G-Synced to a 60 hertz monitor too, that would probably really nail it. But that's 60 hertz. Who needs it? Who needs it? At least with this, I don't think it even can render incomplete frames. GamerSync is activating. Computer's got to blink 18 times. That's the power of G-Sync firing up. This can make capture a little funky, though. Because I think it like slips below 120 hertz when it is actually G-Sync enabled. Yeah, 144 is fine, but I don't know if capture works this way. But I feel like 60 hertz capture of a 120 hertz game is smoother than 60 hertz capture of a 144 hertz game. Because the frames should be every other frame, technically, but it very rarely lines up that way. When it does, it looks great, but it's such a rare occasion. Okay. Once more with feeling. Okay, yeah, mine is gone. I can see little bleepy bloop stutters, but whatever. Looks good. G-Sync saves the day yet again. You're right, I keep forgetting that G-Sync is the atom bomb of it's the atom bomb of eliminating screen tearing. Variable refresh. Is there a capture card that uses G-Sync? Where like the capture card's capture is synchronized with the output as well. That would be fantastic. I want that. Give me that. Somebody make that. Turn G-Sync on or off? On.
Nothing to worry about.
Excuse me. I've actually had really good results lately using variable refresh with capture. Zero pass-through G-Sync. Yeah, yes, exactly. Because I feel like I get a lot of I lose a lot of frames in video game capture, and I don't know why. Part of it is just like that's how the world is sometimes, but I feel like there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way for my computer to output 60 frames of a video game and my capture card to get them all. That's not how it works. I know that's not how it works. I guess what I want is synchronization between capture devices and capture sources so that it actually can, like, get every frame. Because it seems like some frames get lost in the wiffle between the, like, send and capture portions of frame buffers or something. Just how far am I into the game? Just a little over an hour. What happened to Neo 2? Did it run okay on PC? It ran really well on PC, Believer Bill. Shockingly well on PC for me. Anybody have the feeling when you want to play a game and look at the 100 games installed and do that Netflix thing? Just look for something to play? It can get there now, yeah. With like Game Pass and all that stuff. You can just tab through games instead of actually playing one. Is the video signal too complex to physically split and route that way? Like, just split the signal and get it. Well, it's encoded. Well, is it over HDMI?
Why didn't I listen?
Yeah, I don't think it's uncompressed.
Beg your pardon?
But it is confusing because the display is receiving, you know, a series of still images.
Cover your ears.
Huh? Oh, blast charge? Oh wait, hold on. All right, hold. All right, go for it.
The decoding part is harder, so if you don't have a good enough CPU, it can become a problem. Oh, HDCP.
I'm so sorry. Please
yeah,
let me in.
I don't know enough about the technicalities of how video signals are sent and especially how they're captured and encoded.
Hey!
Oh, so she prayed?
How'd you open it? After you.
It's like he's selling it a bit. That's the thing. Nobody expresses emotions once. They express it 5 times in 1 second. It's not just like one good scoff. It's just gotta be. It's everything. Is Final Fantasy your favorite game series? That's a good question. That's a really... I never thought about that. Might be Doom at this point. Or Tetris? Something like that. Zelda? Just checking the Twitch list and you're playing this damn game. I sure am. We're learning about Shrouds Kingdom. Shrouds are special single-use aerosols that can only be used outside of battle and grant the party tactical advantages. Isn't that amazing? Ah, Despacito Sol. Oh yeah, that's right. That's how you can skip fights. Open a Shroud menu. Why did they... Yeah, they had to invent words for everything. That's the other thing about this game. Everything gets a word. It can be something that already exists, but we're giving it another word. And the other word is another word that also exists, but now it means this. In the world of 13. We just changed some words. That's right, they give you all these... Like, they give you stores, but you can't really do anything. Is there a crafting aspect to this game? There is, right? You can turn this... Okay. Those you sell. Oh. That's the one we need. Alright. Well, they had to, like... They had those iPhone live photos before iPhone did. Look at that. Alright. Equipped and ready to go. Man, you got me thinking about my favorite game now. Square Enix ahead of the curve, always. Yeah, Kingdom, it's been fascinating to go back and play this. I have to admit, again, I'll say it, technically, this game scales up astoundingly well. Well, again, due in large part to the wondrous generosity of the PC community. But the game itself is really fascinating to play. Especially considering the sort of... the kind of company that Square Enix was back then. Are Final Fantasy games really that good? I've never been able to finish one. Maybe I'm stopping too early. It's... They're less connected than that question might imply. They're each pretty unique executions of a particular gameplay or a particular creative intent. They're branded that way because there are some thematic similarities across all the games, but it's... You definitely want to think about each numbered one as a different game. In some cases, this being one of them, the numbered games are their own individual series, but calling something a Final Fantasy game, it implies a few things about it, but not necessarily what kind of game it is. The characters, the tone, the music, or anything. Yeah. Well, if you're forcing yourself through one, you're probably just not playing one that's suited the games you like. So then it's kind of a question of, like, what kind of games do you like? And you can probably find one that's close to it. Yeah, Final Fantasy means crystal. Yeah. Crystals, jobs, crystals, friendship. It's always somewhere on a spectrum between, like, fantasy and science fiction. It's always a mix of both, but it's the ratios that kind of determine a Final Fantasy setting. What a move. Mages in Phoenix Downs, yeah, chocobos, moogles. Yeah, Sid, who's like has an airship as an airman of some kind. Did you play Legend of Dragoon? Yes, I really liked that game. I have fond memories of it, but I haven't seen it I haven't played it in like 20 years or however long. I'm old, but I really did enjoy that game. I'm gonna dig that out. I'm gonna try to play that again. I wonder if you can't buy it on PlayStation Network, can you? Got him. Are you even allowed to level up yet? No, I don't think there's been any leveling. What's your favorite game of all time? I remember being pretty charming. I remember the story having some fun moments. And the combat system I remember really liking, but I like tapping buttons. Space Cop out of every Final Fantasy, or out of the Final Fantasy I played, 2 was the only one I couldn't finish. Like OG Final Fantasy 2? Or one of the re-releases? I guess that's what gets confusing too, is they've remade these games a couple times. It's a PS1 classic for the PS3. Okay, good. Like, you can buy it and download it? Because I do have a fat PS3. I can still bust that out. That's my PlayStation 1 lifeline. Okay. Okay, great. That's awesome. Clicking on that. Cool. Awesome. I feel like more people should have bought PlayStation TVs, because those are great little devices. Thinking of PlayStation Lifelines. One thing I remember about this game is how ridiculous Vanille gets with her, if I recall, death spell? Huh. That may have been an exploit that I didn't know about. Almost bought a PlayStation TV just for Persona 4 Golden. I did. And it was the exact right way to play that game. Also meant I could stream it, which was really fun. That was one of the first games I, like, streamed over the course of playing it. I actually was able to get the super secret final boss because I streamed it, because people, like, kind of walked me through it. Which I was very grateful for. And that boss was a motherfucker. Very fun, though. Final Fantasy 15 good. Been thinking about getting back into Final Fantasy games. It's fun. It's not perfect. There's things about it, like you can pretty obviously tell that some things could have been better. But it's still fun. And they've patched it up and added some content to it and stuff, so there's like a version on Game Pass now that is that the Royal Edition or whatever? I can't remember what it's called. Had to leave an hour ago. Just got back. What's the story so far, if that's even possible? We're going to go see a fal'Cie that's inside of like a containment area. We asked to be let in. Lightning did, and then the door opened. So the thing we want to go talk to is letting us in, and it has mystical god power. This looks good on PC. It does. But there was a render fix from the community that
Might be some soldiers
a wonderful member of chat pointed me to.
Except they
That did a lion's share of the lifting.
Huh?
It does look really good though. It scales
Not
up.
even human anymore. Just
Okay, Royal
corpses.
Edition is available on Game Pass. Nice.
Enemies of
Yeah,
cocoon.
check it out. Spend an evening with it. You'll know if you want to play it or
Any
not.
mercy.
It's an experimental game, so that makes it hard to recommend. It's hard to say it's like blank. I am into the pornographic depiction of food in Final Fantasy 15. That, no joke, is a significant portion of my enjoyment of the game. Coming up with new recipes. There's a great loop in 15, particularly about how a lot of the gameplay elements will connect together. exploring, into camping, into searching for ingredients, into story moments, into like mechanical buffs that you then carry back into the game. It's a really cool like way that they give you to sort of flow through a bunch of gameplay elements, and you feel like you're the one making the decision the whole time. Or it's leaving it up to you, because you can just like bail out and go on to the story. But there's a lot of just kind of like spontaneous gameplay that happens in 15.
Nothing to worry about.
Spontaneous story beats, which is really cool. I think. Pretty unique. It has a... I know that there's been a lot of games lately that are like Breath of the Wild because they're exactly like Breath of the Wild. You know, Genshin or Immortals or whatever. But I thought 15 had a Breath of the Wild sensibility in that it was really good about telling you where to go, and then on your way there, sort of luring you away from the obvious path, but then rewarding you for exploring those like look over here moments. So it's always your initiative, you know, if you're driving to wherever you're going and there's like these side paths or somebody calling out or whatever, you know, there's all these side quest temptations. The world was fairly empty, yeah, Coinzel, but I don't know, I'm okay with Final Fantasy games being a big open world. I don't need it to be packed to the brim with things.
Hang on, baby. You're here.
But that's kind of what it always was. It's a world map with like 5 cities.
Hang on, baby. Your hero's on the way.
Keep saying it. Never stop saying it. Oh, it was empty, but I did everything in it? Yeah. I did a lot. I didn't fight Adamantoys. I always meant to come back to it. Actually, I remember what I told myself.
He is here.
I said I'm going to wait for it to come out on PC.
Himself a hero.
And that's when I'll 100% the game. And I told myself that was 7 Remake too, so... We'll see if that happens. Because it sure hasn't with 15 yet. I did want to come back to that and do the endgame stuff.
What should I do?
God, I love
Tell
those
me
mouths.
what you need to.
But nothing I say'll change what happened.
We could just run away.
Great. Have they said anything about 7 Remake hitting PC? They haven't. And I would have thought they would have by now. Has it been a year? It hasn't been a year, right? I feel like the year plus a day after 7 Remake is out, then they'll announce it. Because it's probably like a year's exclusivity or something like that. They're going to make a 7 Remake related announcement this Saturday. Yeah, I thought it was March, but you know, maybe the timetable got moved up or something. Who knows what goes on with those contracts, but it should be soon. And like, I don't want to put this thought in anyone's head, but it's not unreasonable to expect like a surprise announce and release. It's been a year. If they've had a team porting it and they knew that it was a blank of an announcement or an exclusivity window or whatever, they would know the date to hit. Don't you dare. Yeah, I shouldn't. But like they've got to been doing something. Maybe not. Maybe that team's on something else. Maybe they're just going to announce it and then get around to it. But I feel like Square has been pretty pro PC lately. They haven't had huge projects to move, but they're making a fair amount of cash off of Realm Reborn, and they've been porting games like mad to PC and re-releasing them. And in a Financial Times interview, SE CEO said that COVID was drastically affecting their production pipeline. Absolutely a fair point that in that moment I wasn't thinking about at all. So yeah, then it's maybe not reasonable to even entertain those fantasies. Where'd the minimap go? Did I hit a button to make it go away?
No daydreaming now.
Okay, so you know, COVID ports. I mean, who knows who's even doing the port? Square's PC ports have been a little weird in the past, which makes me think that they're in-house. Because that's just the kind of company that Square is. Would you say that was your Final Fantasy about the wait, what? Oh, I think I understand what Wheela. Would you say that was my Final Fantasy about the game? I might. I could say that. For real, where's my minimap? Oh. Are the marked orbs the ones that I've already touched? They are, okay.
Do you even know where we're going?
Press square. I thought there was a way to do an overlay. There was totally a minimap in the corner before. The helpful tutorial messages even called my attention to it. The 15 port ran great on my weird-ass mangle of PC parts, so I don't know. So 15's port was really good. I'll agree with that. And I think Realm Reborn's client it's getting pretty old, but it was pretty good when it came out. Or it ran pretty well for me, I should say. Hit select. Alright, maybe that's what it is.
Daydreaming now.
Let's hit every button. I'm scared. One of them I can't close the game. So I don't know. That gives me hope that they either they got their internal team on track or they're outsourcing ports like it seems like everybody else does. So makes me look forward to what a PC port of 7 Remake will look like, because the PlayStation version was like, it was showing its age. It was impressive. It was hugely impressive, but it was also like, okay, this is kind of bursting at the seams in some places. So if it has all the space to like relax and all the texture memory in the world, and I know Square can be tech dorks. So I think whether or not it releases instantly, I'm very much looking forward to the 7 Remake PC port. I think it'll be pretty incredible.
What are they?
See, you failed. This is what happens.
Right.
They don't complete the focus the Fal'Cie gave them.
Yes, that's right. Those are the stakes of this world. Which is also kind of Final Fantasy X, I guess? Having to do a given quest or you die. Or actually, I guess 10 was having to do a given quest so you die. But it's still just like mashing death as a consequence into it just because of the fuzzy rules of the world. Just to really ratchet up the tension. And you become a zombie or something. Oh, this sick music. Seeing JRPG stories as a retelling of some homebrew D&D campaign makes them so much fucking cooler. Huh, okay. That makes more sense. I feel like this would feel cool as hell if you did it in a tabletop. You're like, what the heck is this DM thinking? Oh, so cute.
Listen. Find some place to hide and keep quiet.
You think the PC port or PS5 port of 7 Remake will be better? Ooh, now that's a spicy question.
Wait!
Probably the PS5.
Sarah.
I think like for the money and time.
Future wife, that is.
For the money and time, PS5 will probably be. I mean, PC will probably top out higher
She's here somewhere.
if you have the right display and like the right PC setup.
What's wrong with you? Why do you want to help l'Cie? They're the enemy.
Huh?
How can you save l'Cie? You're not. That's insane.
Probably. But I gotta do something, right? I'll be back.
Cool guy. I think it really comes down to the quality of the PC port,
Should we wait around for him?
or how PC friendly
I'd rather go to Pulse. Why is this happening to me?
it is. Unreal.
When
So
they found the Fal'Cie the other day, we were just visiting Bodum. But the army took us, threw us on that train. And because of that guy, Mom is...
Probably shouldn't leave them alone.
And he wants to help Lucy.
Hey again.
Hey. Let's go with him. You gotta talk to him, Hope. If you don't take this chance, you regret it forever.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
The music's telling me how to feel, but it's... I don't know if I should or not.
Soldier, thought you came for a fight.
And now it's gone. It's gone.
My
You're instantly not supposed to feel that anymore.
Your sister.
She's a l'Cie.
What? A pulse, l'Cie?
The fal'Cie has her captive, but I'll find her.
Is she still... Hey, what was her focus? When she became a l'Cie, what did the fal'Cie order her to do? It wasn't blow up Cocoon or anything like that, was it?
I didn't ask.
Listen to me. When a person gets cursed by a fal'Cie, they become a l'Cie, and they get given a focus, right?
Thank you.
How do I put this? If they don't carry it out, l'Cie end up as one of those things.
Why are you telling her? I mean, you're telling me, but...
What I'm saying is, if your sister's gone that far, I mean, she might still... How can I... Oh, man. There's no way to turn a l'Cie back into a human. Even if she completes her focus, there's no changing her fate.
Is this making her feel better?
She'll
Right.
live a life as a fal'Cie slave.
Wah, wah. Stakes are here. Your sister that we haven't even met might become a zombie.
Or suffer.
Just say it! Any l'Cie. Anyone who might ever become a l'Cie should be wiped off the face of Cocoon. It's people like you that started the Purge in the first place.
Ooh. She called him a Nazi. She's kind of a basement dweller, isn't she?
That's a Sith, huh?
He's like, you have to get a job. And she's like, shut up, you Nazi fascist. Drink every time there's an anime grunt. This would be fun to do a drinking game for. Because at this point, I would be belligerently drunk. And just screaming at the TV. What? Why are you telling me this now? I thought I was supposed to care about the, like, race war. Nope. Now here's some bullshit rules about a god and focus, and here's techno zombies. Anime noise. Is that a tale of frustration? Tell me about it. Oh. Don't mind if I do. Why is there a jaw harp in the background? Boing. Because we're in the country? Are we? I guess it's meant to be like more earthy, I guess. More like Central American is what I get. There's eagle, techno eagle men flying around. There it is. It was back. Thank you. I'm blessed to have Final Fantasy 13 experts in chat. Doing. It's also got that sound of like somebody whacking a metal retention cable with a pipe. That. I'll point it out next bite. You're in the country when you put your third disc into your 360. I gotta admit, it was nostalgic disc swapping for this game. I did enjoy that.
Came in to search the place.
And Lost Odyssey, like that was some big cozy moments. Don't you call me that. Don't take that back. I'm not a Final Fantasy expert. I do not specialize in Final Fantasy 13. Alright. Never mind. People who incidentally guess the right button of a game they do not play and have never enjoyed. Yeah, PS3 was just the one disc, yeah. Metal Gear Solid 4 was just the one disc, but it had disc swap energy because you had to install it 18 times.
These things grow big.
So I appreciated that. What would happen if you prematurely started the second or third disc? It asks you to load a save, and if your save isn't that far, it just says, put in the right disc, asshole. Basically. Yeah, Snake taking a fat smoke every chapter. Oh, God, Gen 7 was such a ride. Time for Snake to chuff down a dart. Classical music RPG that was on the 360. Eternal Sonata. 360 had some, like, some of the Japanese games on the 360 were buried but awesome. That was the first Earth Defense Force. Stuff like One Chanbara, like, it eventually, like, for some reason was on 360, or... Wait, no, that was on PS3. I don't know why that one felt like a 360 game to me. Oh, Spectral Force 3? Oh, I don't think I played that one. Huh. It's weird to think that because games don't do disc swapping anymore, there are millions of people who that's a new concept to. It's like mind-blowing to me, not in a bad way, but a my how far we've come kind of way. Yeah, well, installs will be next. Installs of any kind. Once everything streams, I guess. I mean, at some point, consoles won't be a thing. There won't be a box you plug in anymore. It'll just be in your TV or whatever. And then it'll be in your brain. You'll be gaming. Life will be gaming. Omega Weltall, what are you talking about? This game is class. Only high IQ gamers can understand Final Fantasy 13.
Whatever those things used to be, they sure ain't human now.
It's okay to murder them. Roger Dodger. I need my INI files. I will never give in to Stadia. I won't either. I think if anything, what would be nice... This is a bit of a reach because it's a security problem, but I think at some point in the future, all of your computing will just be sessions on like a cloud farm, and you can like spool up like an instance of Windows or whatever and run a game, and your state will be saved, pushed into some giant data stack somewhere, so that when you log on again, it's still your machine, but you know you're just a 200 gigabyte partition somewhere. So you don't have a machine, and then all that video is just streamed to your thing. So I feel like there will still be a way to have a PC on the internet, but you'll just be renting CPU cycles from a massive farm somewhere. So I think that's the vision of like PC gaming on streaming, is that your entire PC and all the games you have tweaked and customized to all the community content you want, it's all in that like little lease that you do. So the more games you play, if it's billed by the CPU cycle, which it totally could be, you know, you can either crank up the graphics and make that farm spit out a little extra carbon, or turn it all the way down. You know, your gaming bill, if you crank Cyberpunk at the end of the month, can be like $250, but if you put it down, if you run it on potato spec, it can be like $5. Man, that would be so cool. Or like some games that can just like run off USB power. You know, you just can run Super Nintendo stuff. I'm not interested in that future. You're describing Excel World's technology? Yeah? Please stop describing the Nightmarescape. So, like, consider this. What difference does it make if it's being processed right next to you, or if like your entire state is encrypted and it's like your biometric data or a password or something, and it's just sitting on a database somewhere. So without you, it's meaningless data. Like it's locked to you. What's the difference, you know? If it's sitting on a drive right next to you or if it's across the nation. I want to own my hardware. That makes sense. That is the difference. You're right. Am I a nerd? I'd say so, yeah. Latency? Yeah. There's latency's coming down. I do think that it's going to be a very long time until the difference of processing and the internet and all that is going to be as sharp as it being right next to you, connected with a wire. But I feel like it can happen. I feel like in our lifetimes it'll be largely indistinguishable. That's handing all control over to the companies that constantly make shit-ass decisions about their own games. I suppose. No, yeah, I guess you're right. I guess the scary thing is, that also creates a scenario where somebody could, yeah, choose to change or eliminate something. I feel like you still have to use the internet to get all of this, right? So part of me is just like, the concern is what happens if the internet goes out or if I lose my tether to the network. Correct me if I'm wrong, but to me that's the idea of ownership. It's control. I can plug this machine in with no, I need electricity, but with no internet, and still like do things with it because I think that I own the data on it, which is true, but that's like it'll stay locked there without the internet. So to some degree, I feel like our vision of the future, we can just assume the internet's going to be there all the time, It's not an issue whether or not something's in your home because it'll always be there. You just kind of, I get the pushback on that, and I think a lot of game preservationists really hate that, for reasons that I understand. But I just can't see, reality being anything else than internet is now a bare minimum. Misspelled. Says I like this game, but noped out after failing a 30-minute boss fight near the end. I think I recall dying to a few of those too, and it's a terrible feeling. I can understand noping out of that. When the internet becomes a public utility, then it'll be alright. It basically is one. And it ought to be treated as one. How about Lou Bear? Thank you for the prime. Compton, thank you very much for the sub. I don't want to dilly-dally. You're making me fight through all of these. Hi. I don't have to look at the screen anymore until I get down this hallway. How you doing, chat? All utilities are private companies. What difference is labeling it a utility? It's subject to more regulations, right? I don't know what those are, though, so yeah. Control is one of the biggest items of concerns for organizations moving to a cloud. Control is a sliding scale. Once you no longer own a product or your data, you're completely at the whim of the holding company. What if that company makes it difficult to export your data to another service? What if they discontinue the thing you use most? I understand those concerns. I just struggle to see how that's not the case already. Like, we're there, right? It already happened. I guess that doesn't mean that you shouldn't push for things to go in another direction. Swiftjack, thanks for the sub. You missed this game? Really? I don't hear that often. I don't know if I do yet or not. The problem for all this is capitalism. If there was no monetary motive to exploit these things, then it wouldn't be a problem. Well, Coinzel, I don't think that if there's no monetary motive, then there still has to be a motive for people to provide and operate the service. The internet doesn't exist without people working on it. But I don't know that we need to get into, or rather, let me put it this way. I refuse to talk about destabilizing society's monetary systems while playing Final Fantasy 13. But maybe I let it there. I was just trying to think about science fiction PC games. I'd rather talk about Final Fantasy 13. I think I would too. Well, oh, there she is.
Sarah!
The fal'Cie that launched 1,000 ships.
Time
Nope.
to go.
Let's
We
see.
have to leave before the army.
Oh, yeah, she gets her sick tattoo.
That's a Pulse brand. That girl's a l'Cie.
I already told you that.
Yeah, right?
Pulse l'Cie are the enemies of Cocoon.
So they should die?
Listen, if she fails her focus, you know how that'll end.
But I just killed all of those zombies like it
Mercy.
wasn't a big deal. So let's just wait.
You came.
God, her eyebrows are so thin.
Sarah!
And now they're here.
Sarah.
Is that my hero?
God. I hate him so much.
Let's get you out of here.
Hands off. I'm taking her home.
Are you an angel?
I'm not.
It's so episode 1, isn't it?
Couldn't protect her.
Oh my gosh.
It's your fault she can save us. Sarah?
You can save us. Protect us all. Save Cocoon.
Save Cocoon? Sarah? That was your focus?
Anything. I'll do anything. Leave it to me. You'll see. I'll protect Cocoon. I'll save everyone.
Somehow. I'll make things right.
You just relax.
He's like giving a troll.
Thank you.
Here, baby.
Sarah!
Why is he troll facing her? Oh yeah. It's like the $10 plastic necklace they can sell you for $50.
Sarah! Sarah!
Why is she turning to crystal?
l'Cie who fulfill their focus are transformed into crystal and gain eternal life.
Oh,
Just like the story said.
they had to explain that right then. Good stuff.
Sweet dreams.
Skullzors, thanks
He's
for the
not
prime.
sleeping. Sarah's... She's...
She's alive.
No.
The legend. Remember the legend. l'Cie who fulfilled their focus turn to crystal and gain eternal life. It's the same with Sarah. Eternal life. She's not dead.
I forgot about the
Sarah's
legend.
my bride to be.
Till
I
just
promise
now.
to be hers forever. I don't care how many years I have to wait.
It's over. Open your eyes and face reality.
Sarah, does becoming a l'Cie really mean losing everything?
Oh, you get to be Crystal. Thank you, Lightning.
The army.
So we run away from the Crystal now?
The target is almost in place. Surface team.
Oh, Ferris. Oh, don't thank me.
Good to go.
Bruce and Criken are equally important to talking and being on the internet.
Leave no trace. The pulse vestige never existed.
Put that controller down. Probably hate this game gets. It does look rad as fuck. It can. There's some rad moments. I'll agree.
What's happening?
Must be a sanctum.
A girl did just turn into Crystal, though. Remember that.
Aren't they taking it back to Pulse? That's what the patch was, right?
All they care about is getting everything from Pulse off Cocoon. Dead or alive, it's all the same.
We can't stay here. They'll kill us.
I'll be right back. Hold on.
Trenchcoat, where you going?
Day with the Foul Sea. Got some things to talk about.
What? You're gonna ask it to help her? Are you out of your mind, kid? That thing wants to chew us up and spit us out.
Well, what do you want me to do?
What?
Is this like Hope's theme or something?
Lightning?
Here we go.
Sounds like the credits theme on Cheaters. Oh, it's Snow's theme? Yeah, I would think so. It sounds like what this game thinks Snow is like. Like a sweet, freewheeling, utterly free and badass electric guitar. Yeah, that's what this game thinks Snow is. Yep. Good to know that. Ah. No matter how I try, I can never follow the plot in any Final Fantasy game. I can keep up for a while, but eventually get lost in a sea of colors, zippers, pockets, and pouches. Do not use this game as a metric for your inability to track any other Final Fantasy game's plot, because it is... I'm playing it because it's unintelligible, so if you're lost, that's expected. Don't fight it. Or rather, you should be fighting it because, you know, nobody likes that. Some people like that. The 13 plot is purely lost within the game's dialogue entries? Yes, you're correct. I do remember going and reading those on a whim sometime and being like, oh my god, this is actually like spelling out all the character motivation and personality that you just don't get in the cutscenes. It's astounding why they chose to show you what they did and then write what they did, because the two probably should have been inverted. Yeah, shame it's all in those logs. Yeah, I don't get that. I remember being equally confused by that back in the day. I actually spent it took me a long time to get back and finish this game. And the only reason I was able to once is because it was when I was working for Machinima. We actually had like a week off. And I was able to spend like 2 solid days just playing Final Fantasy and finally finishing it. I wouldn't say that experience was necessarily worth it, but I do have some good memories of just really mellowing out and playing this game. Just being able to just not work for a while was nice. Oh yeah, and all the terms? Uh-huh. So a Lassie is like a magical... Never mind. A Falsey... Never mind. So there are like magical gods or whatever that have been captured, and like I guess their magical energy is sort of siphoned. I guess they're like power plants. Again, don't correct me if I'm wrong, because I want to be wrong. They're like basically batteries. But the gods also have the ability, I guess, to declare chosen ones, or like they just ran through. Moopy. So yeah, they'll give people charges basically with the stakes that the game has mentioned for some reason. And this is the gods' way of sort of making their will known in the world, is they give people tasks and mark them. and they're largely unknown, or their nature is unknown. It's mostly just what the propaganda of the world says about them. Crystal. I used to read the Mass Effect Codex for fun. The Mass Effect Codex was really, really good. They are really complex warriors of light. Oh, that's what those things are?
You really think you can kill a fal'Cie?
I'm doing this for Sarah.
Not gonna lie, the whole unintelligible terminology business is a fucking trademark of Motomu's games. If you think I'm kidding, go play the Third Birthday.
I'm in.
Oh, Parasite Eve.
As long as you don't mind an amateur. I got these things. Might as well use them.
Thanks.
God, her pose. Why is she leaning back so far? The icy machine. Wait a second, I'm relate with Zaz. He's just a normal ass dude who doesn't want any of this. Yeah, I think he's meant to be the one the audience can relate to the most, because he, I don't know, he doesn't seem wrapped up in the stakes of the world already. He's just kind of annoyed by stuff, and you can understand that at least. And he seems to be patient with people not knowing what's going on, which kind of makes you, the audience, being a little like, yeah, please explain to me like I'm 5 what the hell any of this is supposed to mean.
I appreciate it.
A straight man surrounded by anime characters? Yeah, a little bit. He wants to protect his baby chicken. You're not a fan of Zaz? Coinzel? Hey, what's up, Glab and Chris? How are you? Zaz is meant to be the comedic relief and the down-to-earth sort of guy. I guess in the intro, those are the two qualities you desperately need. You want something you can understand, and you want something that is just like something other than anime people screaming at the camera. Throw a sassy little leg up. Look at you. Getting around to playing this masterpiece of a game at last. I think it'll actually make for good backgrounds, like, as a background stream. That's exactly how I would want to interact with Final Fantasy XIII, is having it on in the background. So that during the wild boss fights and the weird dialogue, I can look up and laugh. Oh, another cutscene. Play it while everybody rips on it. There's that element of that too. I'll say this game is way more fun to play with everybody being like, what is going on? Than just me by myself being like, yeah. Just having that feeling like something's off. Something ain't firing right. There's some sand in this. Didn't Hope witness something incredibly traumatizing? Yeah, he saw his mom die. Have you seen the mountain guy got eaten by the even bigger guy yet? Wait, what? Not yet, I guess. Is that what's about to happen? Looks like Alexander.
When I couldn't see a future, and I was afraid. When the future was clear, and it hurt to see. I'd just close my eyes, and lose myself in happier days.
Griffin, you can't believe how well these graphics hold up. I've been thinking that a lot too. There's been some wonderful work from the PC community to get this game running great, and it looks so good. It looks astoundingly good. I really couldn't have predicted how good this game would scale up. Break time though. I'll be right back. I gotta use the restroom. And welcome back, everybody. I am back. Thank you for the tip, Hollowfire. Oh my god, this music. I didn't know that I remembered this music. Locked Cutie, thank you for the sub. Oh yeah, this is Down on Pulse, right? Skulls and Swiftjack, thank you guys for the subs.
Great spot to watch from.
The whole game's here tonight. How'd that happen?
First of 65 flashbacks that actually explain the story. That's right.
Excuse me.
The appearance of the
No, but I want to.
fault. The seat.
Just missed her.
Is this game horny?
She
No.
said she'd be at the usual place.
Thanks.
Sorry about that. Now, who'd you say you were looking for?
This is lame. I wanted to see the cool, like, crystal ice place. Instead, I gotta look at snow more. Dude's wearing a black balloon as a hat. Yeah, was he? I guess he was meant to be, like, street tough or something.
Making a wish?
Maybe I was. I was hoping that tomorrow I can tell my sister. She'll be so mad, knowing I hid it from her.
Don't worry. I'll take the blame for you. You know, you should ask for something bigger. These are wish-granting fireworks, like in the stories.
Stories, huh?
This game is absolutely horny. Man, when?
The sea who fulfill their
Actually, Shiva's pretty horny.
they become crystal and gain eternal life.
Would help if they gave you some clue about what you're supposed to do. We'll figure this thing out. You will never be one of those monsters.
So what will I be? A crystal?
Yesterday at the store, I got us something. Don't know much about jewelry, but I hope you like it.
I love stories where a couple in the story like give each other jewelry and they tell each other what it means.
I will stand by you.
Because you know you can buy that shit.
I'm yours.
The second the game is out, they're going to start selling that on the Square Enix store.
My one, my only. Will you marry me?
Yes.
She said yes!
The engagement necklace. And then they hold hands, tenderly, lovingly. I don't know, I'd say Shiva's horny in this. They're a bike after all. Do you have something you want to share? I mean, we've all seen what people can do to machines.
Gotta love these fireworks. They granted my wish.
It's a famous internet photo that I remember seeing of a dude in like a red
I wish that you would say yes.
corset on his knees with just his dick in the tailpipe of a car. It's like hands limp at his side,
They'll grant mine.
looking at the lens.
What's that?
To have the courage to tell Lightning that I've become a Lassie.
Hey, our engagement is way bigger news.
Yep. I don't remember this at all. Well, you haven't been on the internet long enough.
I can't wait to see her face. She'll be my new sister.
Yeah.
You only just now thought of that.
Whoa.
If it was like this, everyone would be doing it. People would be bashing into each other. Somebody would be vomiting off the side of their bike. Someone else would just be like eating a cheeseburger, pickles flying off.
Yeah. What? That was close.
She's so tiny.
Gorgeous.
He's like driving, and she's lower than him, sitting on his lap.
All we need.
And he fits in between her entire being fits in between his arms. He's like a giant monkey man. His bicep is about as wide. No, it's as wide as her head. This is a very deep moment. She's gonna die, you see.
Thank you, Snow.
Still haven't touched the controller. This was based on my life. Are you Snow or are you Sarah? Yeah.
Sarah!
Yay, crystals. I'm lightning. You don't get to be lightning, I'm lightning.
Is this?
Spum in a bum. Spum in my bum. Excuse me. Currently in quarantine in New Zealand. Just want to say your streams are keeping me sane. Glad to hear it. I'd be delighted to help you pass quarantine with this anime junk. How much longer do you have to go?
This must be Lake Brescia? Well, I guess we fell from up there. And the lake turned to crystal?
That looks really cool.
I mean, did the Foul Sea do this? How in the world did we end up here?
How should I know?
This is about as far as I make it whenever I try to replay this game.
Sarah!
Rock Lobster, I was thinking about stopping. I'm not gonna lie. That's about where it's...
Sarah saved us!
You get jerked around 1,000,000 times.
It's all your fault. She got...
And this is exactly the moment I think your endurance gives out. But I'm actually enjoying it. I'm enjoying the shared experience. And the fact that I guess Snow has a hyper arm now. Alright. Wanna buy a couch? No, I'm good.
You use the power of l'Cie.
I support your mission to get rid of a couch, though. Getting rid of an old couch is a great feeling.
Right.
My Memorian's here. I remember Shiva showing up. Oh. No, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. It was an accident. Hey.
Just stay out of my way.
Jesus. Pretty wave background. What, the waves back here? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. This background art is really sick. That's kind of neat. That's a neat way to interpret like a battle mode. Because there was always like the battle scenario and then the field scenario in Final Fantasy. And when you were in battle, you kind of got transported to another environment that had a bit more curated of a background and stuff like that.
Are l'Cie.
So I guess that happens in this game, but man.
Looks like it.
Or does it just happen on the world map? God, this environment's super cool, though.
Right here.
Okay.
I guess you're right about that horniness, huh? You were totally right about the horniness. You said it was horniness that pretends to not be horny.
I don't even know you. Will you have to go and attack that thing?
Random horniness.
Just leave me alone.
So Japan? Yeah.
It's your fault, my...
It's very, very horny. Interesting.
You could have.
I don't remember 13 being horny at all.
This is your and Sarah's fault.
Watch it. Sorry.
Everything is gonna be all right. You'll see. Come on. Off we go.
All right. I do not like hope in the first half of this game. It's such a difficult thing to show characters.
All playing for Team Pulse now.
To show characters like undergoing loss or grief, but not make them seem like whiny or unlikable. And normally I wouldn't worry about that, but this game is a pretty curated anime experience. So it does seem like something they would try to do. Then again, I guess there is that, like, you're not meant to like these characters in the first part of the game notion that it makes a lot of sense. What's the most horny Final Fantasy game? That's a good question.
Okay.
He's also literally a child.
Focus. How do we complete it?
I guess that's the other thing. It can be hard to tell.
I think I saw it.
I was going to say 14, just because you can actually cybersex with people in that game.
Is how focus comes down, people. The fal'Cie, they don't
Oh,
spell it out
10-2.
with clear-cut instructions. All you get is a hazy glimpse.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, that's what they say. You know, legends and all. Legends. Yeah.
Did you see anything?
15 just because the first girl you meet? Yeah. Cindy?
Kind of foggy, but
Cindy's pretty
I saw this
ace
big,
horny.
I mean, towering.
What? Wait a minute. Hold on now. Do we all have the same dream?
Ragnarok.
14 isn't horny. It's the players who are. The game really isn't horny at all. Yeah, you're right. Horniness doesn't factor into many games, now that I think about it.
So, we all saw the same dream. We all heard that same voice.
You mean that was our focus? But how are we supposed to know what to do from that?
That's the tricky part.
I'll see you, Mikois.
The dream's the only hint the fal'Cie gives us. Figuring out what to do with it, that's our job.
Jesus.
Okay. We're Pulse l'Cie, right? Enemy's a Cocoon. So, does that mean that our focus is... Are we supposed to...
Save her.
Say what?
Our focus is to protect Cocoon.
Really? Okay. And why's that?
Sarah told us. Let's do it. We're all in this together. I'm gonna look for Sarah. She ought to be nearby.
I'll come too. Wait!
Jeez. Yeah, that boy can't stay still.
All these people wearing tap shoes? There's a lot of clippity-clops, yeah. Welcome to the Crystarium! Oh yeah, sick. Now I can level up.
I need to find a way out of here.
That's right. The level ups are bizarre and you really don't get to choose most of the time. Yeah. Ugh. What? I learned Fringe Ward. Oh, that's the original crystal. That's right, you're not allowed to develop until the unlock more levels. And it was so weird too, because it's fairly time consuming to go in here and just kind of like fill things up. This is PC version? It is, yeah. Are you healthy now? But what's your favorite order from McDonald's? I am a big fan of 2 cheeseburger combo, bacon added, and shredded lettuce. I think that those are the 2 things they let you add. And then usually what I do, I usually just throw half the bun away because I'm like, it's too much bread, and you might as well cut calories somewhere. So I basically like an open-faced McDonald's cheeseburger, but the patty, like basically, the cheese basically forms a nice cap. So essentially you just have a little like, yeah, open-faced bread burger. And then that way you can eat basically 2 hamburgers and you shave about 100 calories of nothing out of it. Do you throw away the top or the bottom? The bottom, because the bottom's not adhered to the burger with anything at that point. It's like cheese, and then it's just like meat on bread, so you just hurl that thing across the room. Doesn't matter. I'm the same way with microwave popcorn. Wait, microwave popcorn? You throw away the bun? Aside from that, man, their French fries are great, but they kind of have to be fresh. So usually I'll end up eating like half the French fries or something. I don't know. They're delicious, but I try to moderate myself. And then like 4-piece McNugget, just enough to get that nugget dash in there, and that's about it. How do you feel about the Double Down? I've actually never had one. Trick for fresh fries is to ask for no salt. I would rather have a overly salted, somewhat old French fry.
Everything else later.
But yeah, you force them to make a new batch. I guess you can salt it yourself, but
I can't see anything but crystal.
then you could just ask for like fresh French fries. But whatever, like whatever.
It's kind of creepy too.
It would be interesting to like, I know no one gives a shit, but to be the like person who makes a new batch of fries just for that, hands it to you, and then they see you walk across, get a salt packet, and sprinkle it onto your fries. Just sitting there, like, all right, hey, whatever, man. They don't pay me to judge. Did I get turned around? I did. Yeah, that's where I came from. Oh, he just popped some popcorn. Nice. Popcorn's great. Man, no, I want popcorn. But yeah, I mean, it's really not too hard to like work that into the day, but that is what it is. Like, it can't be. It's difficult to make that every day. You could do it maybe. But
Watch the others, will you?
Are there items over here? I bet there's items. There's so many mans the other way. Oh, I bet there's an item that way. There's got to be. I'm gonna go. Hello, Dead Trooper. I've been missing some of your streams this week. It's all Kriken's fault. Because of his VR chat stream, I recently got addicted to playing VR chat. I already bought myself a custom avatar, currently saving to buy money or for an HTC Vive for a full body tracking experience. Oh, man. Dead Trooper, you've been swallowed by the internet. That's good, though. Let it take you away. I would fight as much as possible now. Missing fights puts you behind later. I don't remember having to grind ever. I just love how much time preemptive strike wastes. Yeah, it shows you hitting each individual enemy. It's supposed to make the fight go faster. I played all 3 games in this trilogy. Yes. I finished 13 and 13-2. But I did not finish 13-3. It's one of those games I always wanted to go back to, but never quite did. Unfortunate. Wonder what speedruns of this are like. I think there was one at a Games Done Quick a while ago. And I remember it being on, but I didn't pay too much attention to it. Yeah, there was a 3. It's called Lightning Returns. For some reason. It's on PC. And also, yeah, it's amusing because Lightning Returns is the most Shenmue Final Fantasy. Which means I love it. Yeah, it's weirdly the best of the 3. It's also like the least like 13. You're busy playing Final Fantasy IV at the moment. Oh, old school. I thought about dabbling with that just to kind of get my sea legs back because I feel like I get a real Final Fantasy IV feeling from is it Endwalker?
This just might work.
Is this a side path that doesn't have an item in it? 0 out of 10.
Maybe curse,
oh, there's
it makes
one.
us stronger, doesn't it?
Endwalker's Final Fantasy IV fan service. Do you think? Oh, Northern Enigma. Yeah, Valheim seems to be the survival game flavor of the week. What's the hook with it? People were talking about it before, but I didn't really. Somebody said that it was just like really difficult.
We fight it, Ragnarok. That's the reason we're l'Cie. To stop it, to keep Cocoon safe.
Yeah, why don't you give us one reason to believe that? One reason.
Sarah. She said to protect Cocoon, and then she turned to Crystal. That's the proof right there. She completed her focus. That means ours is to save Cocoon.
That's some pretty ironclad logic right there.
Was the same as ours.
Can't argue with that.
Our focus has got to be the same. We were chosen to be guardians, to defeat Ragnarok.
Have you struggled with not wanting to make waves in situations? Being too passive, I suppose?
Are Cocoon's enemies. We just got recruited by one of them.
I've struggled to withhold my tongue for
If I
sure.
were a betting man, I'd put us on the other side.
So Sarah's an enemy too? Well, I don't buy it. We have the power to save Cocoon.
It is a very hard survival game. Just gotta experience
He
it.
took Sarah from us, and you want to help it?
I don't know.
Whose side are you?
I'm not convinced. I feel like I've played hard survival games before.
Place your hands behind your heads.
But I shouldn't be so presumptive, I guess.
You fall off the purge train?
Yeah, that is absolutely Troy Baker.
Are you talking back to me? Huh? Huh?
Nice gun.
Stop her! Freeze!
Like, why are there ever any stakes? None of these people matter. Because she can do that. Just tuning in, what are our opinions of this game? You can, man. Ask the crowd, I guess. Hard survival games just feel unfair most of the time to me. Like, don't starve unless you know exactly what to do. Well, that's the idea. You just have to kind of bash away at it for a while. And lose over and over until you finally get launched, like get self-sufficient, and then that's your reward. Congrats. You made it to the end of the tech tree. Datinate, thanks for gifting a sub. Oh, I know how to do that.
I thought they'd be tougher than that. This guy's a SciComm, yeah? Supposed to be cream of the crop.
Yeah, but SciComm's an anti-pulse task force. They haven't fought a war in centuries. Bunch of rookie troops swinging around overpriced toys.
So, from what you're telling me, sounds like a regular old soldier has got more training than special forces.
Nothing for us l'Cie to be afraid of.
Cut the crap. Their grunts might be green, but SciComm's elites are cold-blooded beasts. They hit the field and it's game over.
Uh-oh. Then let's run away. Ciao!
Wait, hey, wait! What's a man to do?
She's contractually obligated to sit behind brooding at every scene transition. Holy moly. Okay. We're playing the video game again. Here we go. Here we go. Here comes a video game. Here comes a video game. We've got a video game. I got a video game. Oh.
I wonder what happened to everyone else.
It's weird. You'd think a game like this would put the vision cones on the monitor or on the mini-map, but they don't. Weird. Just more hallways, don't get too excited. Yeah. I mean, there might be like items in one of them or something. No, you just gotta guess the vision cone, which is a vital game mechanic. I mean, I don't mind it not being explicit. That just seems contrary to the philosophy of this game. Have you played all the Final Fantasies? Nearly all of them, yes. I played all of the, like, named ones. But there's spin-offs and weird brandings and mobile games, and so to make a claim like that is pretty bold. I have not played every Final Fantasy branded anything. They tell you everyone has a vision cone. They don't tell you what those cones are. Yeah, I can understand and sympathize with the idea that that's meant to be unveiled through experimentation. And some of them respond to like sound, right? So you have to kind of. Oh wait, I think that's revealed in a bestiary. If you like scan or something, I think it tells you a little bit what it's like. I could be wrong though. I'm just going off real fuzzy memory right now. Oh. Complaints about this game's linearity? Oh shoot, I wasn't paying attention. I don't think... You don't have scan yet. Oh, okay. Kind of do. Well, I don't have... I don't think I can revive. Oh, I have a Phoenix. Okay.
Back off!
See? I had to heal. That's astounding. Oh yeah, talking about the relative linearity of Final Fantasy games. No, they're all astoundingly linear. That's just the kind of game they are. 6 had a weird amount of non-linearity in the second half of the game. But 7 went right back to being you go down hallways and get the story one cutscene at a time. The non-linearity is the open world, but if you actually pay attention to how many places you're allowed to go when you're dumped out into the open world, you basically can only go to 1 or 2 places ever in like 7 and 8. 8 is a little more open, but it's not like Zelda. It doesn't just dump you out and say go. 7 remakes linear. Yeah, they've all been linear. 15 actually okay. 15 is a little more like is obviously story linear, but yeah, 15 might be the only non-linear Final Fantasy. I'm trying to think about it. Maybe they react to speed. Oh, no, they saw me. All right. Oh, yeah, 12 is pretty open. You're right about that. 12 is open world. Yeah. Did you ever beat that Neo boss? I did. Yep.
Try that on me.
5 lets you go around town and do a bunch of side stuff. It's been a long time since I played 5. I would like to... I forget what that game's about. I remember it being just a good time. Like, Final Fantasy V was a really wholesome, uplifting game. Which is weird, because sometimes these games can have really... They can... Like, they don't bum you out because they're not that effective some of the time, but they try to be serious. Oh, reroll stats. Thanks for the sub.
Just stay out of my way.
Yeah, 14 and 11. That's true. Well, you know what? I take it back. Can you make paradigms yet? No, I don't think so. Well, I take it back. Let me check. 'Cause yes. That is a okay. All right. That's right. Oh, and yeah. Wait, is the top one... I think the top one is... Okay, yeah, the act one. All right. When it opens up, it does it very well. Well, I mean, so to be fair then 13 is also a game that opens up. You know, it's almost defined by that moment, where it actually does become a pretty fundamentally different game. The open hunting you can do down on Pulse and the sort of end game stuff that it invites you into, it is a whole other world. It takes 40 hours. It takes 40 hours for most Final Fantasies to open up. Like
messed up ways to meet. I might as well make introductions.
Very few Final Fantasies give you access to the world map, and even when they do, it's usually you only get to go to 1 or 2 places.
Hope best time.
What about her?
Bodum Security Regiment. She goes by Lightning. Last name's Farron. First, anybody's guess.
I didn't know she had a last name.
Saz, Catswood. Good to meet you. It's not right. My kids have to get dragged into
Another cutscene.
I'll keep the kids out of
I was just starting to do things. Like switch paradigms and
You're one of them.
customize things.
Trying to take on the post-foul C. That was our first mistake. We should have left it to the Sanctum. Why not? I mean, we've counted on the Sanctum's foul C for food, water, everything we've needed since the time we were born.
Love that mouth!
Help us do it. Why is that? Gotta be something.
There might have been.
It's like some of the conversations are clearly done by hand in very high quality lip sync. Other ones seem like they're moving through like a phonetics animation program. Yeah, what is the blues? I thought somebody was actually just tooting on harmonica there. Alright. They were just showing dialogue over me running through a hallway.
Monster or anything. Okay.
And then they interrupted me running through a hallway for a cutscene that could have just been dialogue of me running through the hallway. They're saying that shit. Now I get to fight a doggo. Whatever. Mr. Chris Kriegel, thank you for the cheer. You gotta feel it, yeah. Maybe their game engine couldn't play harmonica audio at that time. The PS3 was out of audio memory or whatever, so they had to have a cutscene to get that harmonica in there because that was really important. Yeah, the song was worth it. So
just too easy.
It's hard to say that it was the wrong call. In fact, I refuse to say that it was the wrong call. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that no, nothing in this game is a wrong call. God, this game is so gorgeous on PC. Oh, it's so pretty. 10 was fully for the Kingdom Hearts audience. Yeah. I didn't care for it much because of that. The storytelling was just so ephemeral. Like, they would spring world rules on you in the same conversation where they then put the emotional stakes on those rules. And I'm just like, I can't hang with this. You can't just do that. Like, that kind of writing is roundly mocked. That's some Neil Breen shit. Where it's like you're on the phone with somebody and they're like, also I have cancer and it's terminal. No! And then you have to feel bad about that immediately because they just told you to. Maybe I'm being too harsh. I'm probably being too harsh. It's been forever since I played 10, but it felt like every scene of like emotional weight was exactly that. In the same room, or I saw the room in chat, basically. In the same conversation, they give you the lore and then tell you exactly why it's really tragic that the lore is that way. Oh, it came out before Kingdom Hearts? Did it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is anymore. Yeah, you're right. 10 was a pretty early PS2 game. Oh. You're being harsh on 10, but this game is guilty of similar and worse issues? Absolutely. I am only ironically defending this game. But I love it. Are you gonna be Potion Boy? Nah. Oh. 10 came out in 2001. Kingdom Hearts a year later. I think it was just like the start of that sort of phase of game making. I mean, it was phenomenally popular. So I'm not saying it's bad. Maybe I am saying it's bad. But like, that many people can't be wrong. When you're like making commercial entertainment, they did something right. And it worked for people. People really liked the stories of Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy X. It didn't resonate with me, but it must have with somebody. Oh, Six Son. You leaving?
Sarah.
All right, you have a great evening.
Sarah! Sarah.
We just had this scene. The scene already happened. I guess he hasn't bashed the hell out of it yet.
Thanks.
This is goodbye.
Lightning! You're just gonna leave her?
SciComm will be here soon. If they find us, we're all dead. You think Sarah'd want that? You think you know how she feels?
If I leave her, then I'll never know. We'll be fine. I can handle anything they throw at us. No one will die. I'll protect Sarah. And Cocoon.
She's gonna punch him again?
Does she look protected to you?
This literal scene already happened.
I can save her!
What can you possibly do?
We gotta have 3 punches, though.
Whatever it takes!
Idiot.
Ooh, me. You two are hopeless.
That's the last one? Okay.
You just can't admit it. You want to stay as much as he does.
You sure about that?
Huh? Whoa, whoa. No. No! No, no, no! Not now!
Hey, stand back!
It's a big ass cyber snake. Is it gonna growl? Aw. I love it when things growl for no reason. Mrrr! I don't care. I know what I'm doing. Uh-oh. Almost got it. Okay.
Try that on. Thanks.
Stay sharp.
Anytime.
Should be able to use Libra and techniques. Oh yeah, you're right.
Thanks.
Yeah, attack while the tail's up, ... and you'll die. So never do it. There was a fun big numbers make bigger numbers aspect to the stagger mechanic, though, I have to admit. And those big numbers look really nice when they roll on screen. Has that kind of roulette effect that numbers did in, like, Modern Warfare and Black Ops. Which one was it? The one where, like, numbers appear on a roller. I thought that was so cool. You get a cure out in time? Hey. Yeah, it feels good to hit staggered enemies. It does. That's like the stagger mechanic has shown up in so many things since 13. Sekiro, Neo 2. There's a lot of games that kind of added that secondary meter. And it kind of flowed from 13. I really feel like Final Fantasy 13 was the first game to have a baked-in mechanic like that. How's Stephanie doing with all the CDPR pressure? It's, you know, it's not ideal, but, you know, she's strong. And it's, no amount of fretting about it's going to make it any better. It just sucks. It just sucks. Nothing about it doesn't suck.
You're leaving?
Especially when it's like, you want to be like, oh, the worst is done, right? Nah.
We want to help Sarah, too.
Yeah. How tough.
Tools, we could be digging for days.
Not quite wife, but domestic partner. Yeah, works for CD Projekt.
Army's on our trail. So for now, we got to keep moving. For now.
420 Santa, thanks for the sub. Reroll Stats, thanks for the sub. Chris Kringle, thank you for the cheer.
What happened to banding together and saving the world?
Oh.
Isn't that what you promised? Now you want to forget it all and die right here? Snow, you're nothing but talk.
Yowza.
Lightning! I'll do whatever it takes. I'll finish this focus and keep Sarah safe.
This game rules.
That's my promise.
Great job so far.
Oh.
Stay out of trouble.
Mm-hmm. You do.
Get going.
But...
Later.
Okay.
Snow...
Save it for next time, kiddo. You'll get left behind.
But...
It's okay, Hope. Light'll take care of you. We'll meet again.
Yeah. Count on it.
Why was that scene so long for nothing to happen? Did it tell us anything about either of their characters? Maybe a little bit about Snow.
I'll get you out of there.
This game is so good for a drinking game. It really is. I gotta admit, it would be very fun with the right set of rules.
Count on it.
Oh, and then fade to black. All right. Emotions and feelings. Let's dive into that Crystarium. Almost got Flame Strike. It's pretty animation though. Gotta admit.
I'm not happy about leaving the kid on his own, but we got...
I'd say hidden loading screens in any other scenario, but knowing Toriyama, I don't know. The game seems very confident in its pace. I feel like pace feels like the thing they worried about so much. It's just weird that they ended up where they did. Like they agonized about pace, but they didn't let anyone play it. They just played it themselves over and over again until it felt right. Like, it didn't do any focus testing or anything. Which is fine. I actually don't like focus tested games. They always come off very like... Blandly palatable. I like the character of games like this. Oh, Fuse got focus tested to death? Yeah? That was the Irrational game, right? Or no, Insomniac. I unfortunately never played Fuse, but I remember its existence. Found out today that I'm getting the vaccine. I also found out that even if you get it, you can still transmit it. Pretty much makes you asymptomatic or asympathetic to the virus. Okay, so you're still expected to quarantine and stuff. Like, you can be a carrier and give it to people who don't have a vaccine. I don't know if that's true or not. Oh, that's no good. Forever locked down. Yay! Still mask, social distancing, everything. That doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother me. I don't mind masks. I don't mind social distancing. You know, in situations where I'm in public and I don't know people, it's kind of nice that personal bubbles have grown a bit. It keeps you from getting sick in general. It's just, I wouldn't mind culturally if it just became a norm, but that's me. I know other people hate it. Yeah, I don't want to speak on behalf of people who hate it and say that it should be a thing forever. Well, I don't know if I'll keep doing it, but I don't necessarily resent it too much. Yeah, I'm fine with masks. I guess there's like situations like restaurants or
I wish it would say a little
bars, like where it's unrealistic to expect anyone to wear a mask and to have that experience still be anything like what it should be. But you know, if you're in the grocery store, you're just walking around outside. Just want to go to college and live on campus. I want that for you too, Random Librum. I feel very bad that you're not allowed that right now. You're living in places where the people actually mask up and stay distant. Must be nice. I mean, I'm in LA, so in Los Angeles, that shit's a big deal because it has gotten very bad here, very, very bad. But I can definitely see how in more rural locations, people just would not care ever. You been stuck at home? That's the worst. That is absolutely the worst. I can't imagine in that phase of my life being basically told, nope, you got to stay at home. I would have found a way to move out, but not saying that you would, but I'm just like, man, no more. Well, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that you're going through that. But I guess maybe once this does pass and you are able to move on campus, you're one of the few people in all of human history that will be able to have lived through that. Oh God, I talk about it like it's a treasure. And like it's something you should be grateful for. I'm trying. I'm trying to find a silver lining here, and it's not working. Oh, it's bad in Tampa? Yeah, I can see Florida feels like a state that values its freedom. This is my punishment for putting off college for so long. Stoked you're playing Final Fantasy 13. People hate on it, but I think it's pretty sick. There's stuff to like here. For sure. I remember being a little sideswiped by it. But yeah, after reading some of the glossary stuff, and it's got some pretty objective faults. I think it presents itself very poorly in the early going, but there's a hump, and if you can get over it, there's a nice game on the other side.
Talk to him. You'll never get past this if you don't say something.
Words won't change anything. Next time we meet, he'll learn exactly how I feel.
Looks operational.
Okay. Alright, sure. Slashed it with a sword, blew open the wall. Right on. I mean, that's still pretty classic Final Fantasy, though. You know, hit a switch, a door opens. That's the level of interactivity in this environment, basically. Oh, I was hoping I could just sneak up on him. Not today. I got 25 hours in this game and my save got corrupted. Ugh. I still enjoyed my time with it, though, honestly. God. I am enjoying it tons more now that it's running so well. I'll say that. All gas, no brakes for Final Fantasy. That's right. It is in a lot of ways the ultimate expression of some aspects of what Final Fantasy is, and I do respect it for that. Wasn't this a game where they wanted to reset the essence of Final Fantasy? Yeah, I could see that. I know that they were assured that they were going to have a brand or like a property unto itself on their hands at the game's launch. And to some degree they were right, because they did release more games. Now I don't know how much of that was just Square dedicating to the jump because they had already invested so much money in marketing. And how much of it was market demand. The reset to a bad essence in that case. I mean, to me, it does seem to be a doubling down on a lot of the design aesthetic that went into like things like Final Fantasy X and Kingdom Hearts. So it kind of makes sense at the time. I think maybe it is also a game that's pretty tuned to pop culture in Japan in the 2010s. I think a lot about the style of the game. Maybe seems a little hodgepodge, malformed and disconnected. But I think it was tuned to be a product for Japanese pop entertainment, not necessarily global pop entertainment. Oh, he Green Boy. Oh, we're doing this now. Okay. Oh, never mind. It's just Libra. Oh shit, I didn't set up.
Stay sharp.
Okay, this'll work. Never mind. What? I've seen the Final Fantasy Nissan commercial. I remember seeing that when it came out, but I don't remember much about it. It has like the summons from 13 in it, right? Like flying around the car. Oh yeah, the gameplay they put up before launch was a cutscene with UI on top of it, so people were expecting gameplay like that. I thought they got somewhat close. In the way that, like, you queue up actions and then they have them all flipping around, tossing magic spells and stuff. Lightning had big appeal. She even had merchandise with Versace Japan. Yeah, I feel like all that indicates that it was more of a smash hit and a genuine success in Japan than maybe it was received in the West. But I don't think it was created to be a property that appealed to Western markets at the time. So that's kind of, to me, I feel like I use that to explain a bit of the seeming disconnect from my perspective. Yeah, I remember seeing those ads, the Louis Vuitton ads of like Lightning with a handbag. And I remember thinking like, that's a, I don't know. I don't know what I thought about it. I still don't know what I think about Lightning in general.
Survivors.
I hope everyone made it out okay.
So do I. But nowhere is safe for them now. Damn it. Just cause they shared a neighborhood with
Used to walk past those Louis Vuitton posters on your way to work? Really?
treated like post-tainted rats.
That's crazy.
People really hate Pulse, don't they?
There was a Final Fantasy XIV banner on the side of the Westfield Culver City Mall, and I would see that going to or from work. And I'm just like, what is going on?
Pulse boogeymen. They'd be shaking in their beds every night if they knew that LaCie like us were around.
But they purged that entire town.
You play games from the Dynasty Warriors franchise? Oh yeah, I love Musou beat-em-ups. I just haven't played a good one in a very long time. I was hoping that
up until now,
Hyrule Warriors would be it, but I cannot hang with how Musou games play on Switch now. Did you play World of Final Fantasy? I tried to.
Humans aren't worth the effort.
It was a little too like wacky goo goo anime to me.
Kill each other off.
Gonna be doing Persona 5 Strikers? Yeah.
Listen, you. That's
I'm excited to try it out. It's been a long time since I bit off a real fun Musou game. I feel like Earth Defense Force is kind of that.
That's something.
To some degree. But yeah, I feel like now that we're on PlayStation 5 or whatever, hopefully the next Earth Defense Force can just be bananas. Then again, I've thought that every console generation since 7 and it... Why is that so loud? Ow!
They're sealing off the area. They're trying to trap the stragglers.
God.
We gotta get moving before we're caught in the net.
Yeah, that's a whoosh. I really want that to be intense. Alright, I get it. Whoosh. Hey, Dr. Sinoir, welcome. What did you do? What did you did it? Oh, bad man's. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get you. Oh. Oh, you just been here for a whole year. Gotcha. Well, thank you very much for the year's worth of subs. It's been a good year. Well, it hasn't, but I feel like this has been a good year spent here. Hopefully one day EDF gets a revamp similar to what Resident Evil or RE7? RE7, I want to see a huge, ridiculous, like maybe even PC-focused EDF. That would be so cool, but I know it's never going to happen. What did RE7 do, revamp-wise? Oh, I see what you mean. Never mind. Like a reboot. Gotcha. Like a series reboot. He said revamp, and I'm like, remake? And I'm like, I don't know why my brain went there. Yeah, that'd be neat, I guess. I don't want... I mean, I like Sandlot making those games. I feel like, as much as I feel like I want an EDF that's all bright and shiny and smooth, that game is jank. It's gotta be. A non-janky EDF wouldn't feel right. That's kind of why Iron Rain is a little weird. Like it's still got some grit to it, but
Stay sharp.
those things sound really gross. Yeah, Captain. The EDF6 footage they showed wasn't exactly the most impressive. But then again, I don't know what I'm expecting. Like, EDF5 would not look that impressive either. Once you get into it and you understand what they're doing there, then you're like, oh wow, this game is bananas. In a way that even 4 wasn't or hasn't been.
Just stay out of my way.
Oh, the Angry Chocobo song from 13.2? Is that the, like, what, Metal Day Chocobo or something like that?
I guess it's for the best.
13.2 is when the series kind of found its sense of humor again. It wasn't... Like, Final Fantasy 13 is very serious. Even the jokes are told seriously, if that makes any sense. I feel like there's very little levity in 13. It's all like anime. And if there's joking to be done, it's because it's time for a character to tell a joke. Whereas Final Fantasy games have often had a way freer and goofier spirit than that. And 13.2 did find some of that again, which is really nice. Oh, another thing that did annoy me about this game, they refuse to let you have a regular team until you get to Pulse. Every so often the focus will just shift to another part of the cast. Yeah. You're not allowed to actually do team comps until, yeah, 30 or 40 hours in. They kind of like... I think in that way they can drip feed new roles to you, and then also the new roles in combination with other roles and stuff like that. So Fang has some like new paradigms or whatever. And then that kind of mixes things up a smidge. And then they like mix the monster design up a smidge. It's just nothing but smidgen everywhere. Cool.
Just stay out of my way.
Oh, that's right. And the paradigm shift animation, so goddamn long. I should have killed the tinier guy first. Ah, well. Stumbler, thank you very much for the prime.
Stay sharp.
Are you fighting a motorcycle? Yeah, a cybercycle.
Just stay out of my way.
Nope, wrong one. Dang it, that was a waste. Should have just left it on. Ah, well, whatever. Fighting the Tron cycle? Kinda, yeah. It looks like that, doesn't it? It's a cooler version of the motorcycle from before. Hey, what's up, USS TARDIS? I can't believe it's been a year already. It has been a year. Thank you very much for watching for an entire year. I made a reference no one else got. Oh, the Extreme G bike? I saw it. I appreciate it. Those are the classy references that only highly intellectual gamers can make. One person knows it. There's that, yeah. I found my Extreme G N64 cart. I have it in a bin in the closet. I don't have an N64, but...
This whole place is crystal.
It's the biggest Final Fantasy because it's also the biggest crystal.
I wonder what it'd be like to become a crystal, I mean.
You gonna complete your focus?
Maybe. If I knew what it was. Yeah, I probably don't want to know.
Hey, Lightning. Did Sarah say anything to you about her focus?
Syria? This game got to the New Zealanders before anyone else did. Big ass crystals is the friends we made along the way.
Didn't want to worry you.
It's the sisters we had along the way.
Didn't think she could trust me.
Why aren't Lightning's eyebrows pink? That's what I want to know. How would you say Final Fantasy XII is? It's on Game Pass. It's very good. It's nothing like this game. But yeah, Zodiac Age? Actually, I might start playing that. Get a little Chivo here or there. You know what I'm saying? A little achievement here or there. A little achievement. Never hurt anybody. Is it like how some blondes have brunette eyebrows naturally? Yeah, maybe. She dyes her hair. The biggest secret. Well, she really is a cosplayer. But yeah, 12 is a different kind of game. Sorta. Kind of like, well, 13 revolves a lot around the mind space of a turn-based or an ATB game. 12 kind of does that too, but you gotta trust the AI in 13. Kind of gotta do in 12 too. Actually, not that dissimilar now that I think about it. Philosophically speaking. Didn't you have like 100 hours sunk into 12 already? No, 12. I beat 12 once, and I didn't do pretty much any of the endgame stuff in 12. So no, I haven't played Final Fantasy 12 that much. Oh, Fidenzer, yeah, I've been playing Crosscode quite a bit lately. It is very good. I very much enjoyed it. I'm right near the end of Crosscode. Actually, I think I'm on the final boss fight. And it was getting late last night, and I was like, ugh, I don't want to do this. So... yeah, that game's great. The video made by you and... or made for... yeah, the video you made on 12 for Funhouse was hilarious. One of the favorites. Oh, I'm glad you liked it. I thought that was like... honestly, sometimes for sponsored videos, it's just like, whew! It's pretty funny. Like, that's mostly what I can hope for. It's a win-win if we can make something that we get paid for, and also people genuinely like watching. What's up here? Finally getting out of crystals. Ooh, Masashi, thanks for the sub. Ooh. He green. Run into that butt. Oh.
Stay sharp.
Almost got to the magical triple nines. Uh-oh. You're gonna get your charge thing done. That's scary. Almost! Yeah! Wait, when they go to phase 2? Is that when they, like, stand up on their hind legs and get way harder? They get all their life back, too, I think? Missed opportunity for a Crystal Light sponsorship? My favorite crystal beverage. Can't drink enough of those crystals. If you're doing it playing Final Fantasy 12, you're going to be doing a regular run or New Game Plus run? I mean, I don't think I have a... My New Game Plus... Did they let you do that without beating the game in Zodiac Age? No, my save file is on like a PlayStation 2 card somewhere that I don't own anymore. Damn it. I was hoping I could get one more round off. Alright, this is... Oh, well then. Nope, wrong one.
Just stay out of my way.
New game minus is something you can do from the start. It means you do not level up. Got you. It's all grid. Does grid give you like stat buffs and stuff? Maybe that would be fun. I remember 12 got difficult even without needing modifiers, but I can do it for a while, I guess. See how it plays out. Maybe that'll make the gameplay a little more interesting. I feel like at some point that would just make the I mean, I guess there's like critical mode in Kingdom Hearts, but like, how do you just not take damage if you do that? Yeah, that was an inefficient fight. I agree, game. I agree. It doesn't get to the point where you just get one shot at some point? And most importantly, here's the big question. Is there a Chivo for that? Everything about writing for video games, but you come up with someone saying lore. I mean, potentially, but I don't know that the video game world is starving for people with lore ideas. I think the kind of writing you have to do for a game is far more
Flames turn to crystal.
Mechanical than that. It's got to serve a purpose, and you kind of have to understand what sort of writing is needed for games to fill that purpose properly, and I don't think I have that. I don't think I have that experience or that qualification. Or to even think about what kind of writing can work in a video game context. Oh. Ah. Just don't take damage? No, that's the real answer. Just be good. Why aren't you good at video games? God damn it.
I can't stop now.
First death, yeah, pretty much. It's all because the fucking... The paradigm change screen is too goddamn long. I was sitting there waiting.
Stay sharp.
Oh, this is so long! I remember immediately that was like the biggest improvement at 13.2 is that chain is instant. You don't get to do anything while that's happening. And I think that's meant to be that's meant to prevent you from like impulsively changing paradigms all the time, as there is a soft punishment for doing it. But like that one was, oh wait, no, there's a reason. There's a reason. Yeah, I think if you shift before one full bar, you shift in, it takes time. But if you do it after that, it shifts instantly. Yeah, that's right. It took me forever to figure that out. There's a reason for that. Yeah. Like of all they tutorialize you about everything, but not that. That's always the first paradigm of every battle. No, I think as long as you execute one ATB, you can swap.
Stay sharp.
So like I did one ATB and then I can swap again. Really? I never figured that out? I remember getting pissed off because I was dying to a boss multiple times because every time I shifted, it would take a million years. And then I eventually figured it out that you have to like execute at least one full ATB. And then it'll let you quick swap again. Yeah, I don't even know if there's a single tutorial message for that specifically. Which is bad because that's a real important mechanic. So let me test because somebody thought it was the first swap, so I'll do a full meter and then, oh, fine. I don't think it's a glitch.
Just stay out of my way.
Okay. Oh, you're right, it is only the first one. Never mind. I made up my own rule that's also inconsistent. Great!
I can't.
I'm in the process of testing it. I died. Maybe it is just the first one. Okay. Does that even happen in boss fights? Oh, come on. Such an annoying sound.
I appreciate it.
Man. I'm remembering my own, like, superstitions about this game now.
Just stay out of my way.
I do remember it taking forever for me to figure out that it was the commando's hits that made the stagger gauge drain less often. I remember just looking at it and being like, why is it draining so fast? Why is it draining so fast? And it took me 1 billion years. I can't remember if it was... I think in 13.2 they're a lot more explicit about what affects how fast that meter drains out. Man. This game sure is a thing. Commander and Sentinel both cause slower drain. Okay. I didn't know Sentinel did it too. It's the abilities that are available to the class, right? Like it's a basic attack, or I think Ruin or Blitz. Yeah, it's kind of tied to the abilities, I thought. Speaking of... It's specific sub-perk thingamajig in the skill tree. Oh, okay. Man. What a game. What a game, am I right? Might as well level up your ass while you're here. He's just medic, right? Medic and... Oh. He has Synergist. Forgot about that. Should probably have him in instead of Zaz then, but whatever. He's got what? Protect, I think? It's not real shit until it's like haste. Oh, Libra? Okay. I like how his character portrait looks like he's about to cry again. Can you not rush your level up choices, please? What choices? What choices? I just want all the nodes given to me. Kind of grid sphere energy. Wait, sphere grid. There we go. Sphere grid energy. Yeah, I'll try that new game minus. That sounds fun. I like gimmick hard modes. I don't know why. I love the implication that nobody should try this. Whoa. Real gamers only club. Maybe I gotta keep proving myself to myself. But hey, whatever. Keeps me sharp. Keeps my gamer's edge razor tight. But speaking of razor tight, I gotta shut down, I think. I gotta close it down. New game minus is raw. Cool. I just don't know how the heck you're going to be able to, like, minimize damage. Or you just need to carry around 99 potions with you at all times. Keeps your virginity intact. Exactly. Nobody's touching my purity. That'll draw Weeaboo Wednesday to a close. I didn't get to Sakana of Rice and Ruin, unfortunately. I just got swept away by Final Fantasy XIII, which is a beautiful game, and it is the best, and I love it, and I will never say anything otherwise. All right, well, I'll raid on to somewhere else. Tomorrow's kind of a busy day. I think I wanted to play F-Zero tomorrow, or Hitman 3. F-Zero or Hitman 3, one of those two. So either way, it's going to be a good time. All right, see you then. Bye, everybody.